Hello everyone, Tactical Lich here, and today we are back to another weekly faction wars. Sorry we missed the one last week, but this week we're back with... wait, hold on. Yeah, I think we missed the one last week, but this week we're back with another meme 20. And yeah, the theme for today is War of the Elite, and that means everyone will have to fully upgrade all their non-character units into 9 chevrons, into triple gold chevrons, making the budget a lot tighter, which is why we also increased the funds to 15,000 today. And at the same time, the stats of all the units will be a lot more extreme. Of course, the higher tier units will be a lot more expensive because that upgrade chevron cost is proportionate to the base cost of the unit. So the more your unit costs, the more their upgrades cost. And I assume players will be bringing cheaper, more cost-efficient units. And that is why we are going with Bretonnia this week. We are going with Bretonnia and bringing just an army of peasants. Alright, I don't know what my opponent is playing as, because they haven't picked their faction yet. Let me just quickly check. Let's see. Have they picked their faction? Slaanesh. Ooh, that is gonna be a spicy one. Slaanesh. In that case, yeah, I think we can try an army of. All right, so Slaanesh. The only problem is they might come with like a chosen, fully upgraded chosen block. So that is gonna be a problem. We need a Flock of Dooms for that. And let's bring a couple traps, because we need to fully upgrade everything anyway, so might as well just get the cheapest stuff, and that's basically try to grind them down. Alright, we are bringing a ton of peasants, and just leave some money for upgrades later. We definitely want to bring some regiments of renown, because they're a lot more cost efficient than fully upgrading whatever. Right. We have plenty of money to go. Flood the Light Banner to give us a... let's do Halo of Maidenly Wrath and Blessing of the Lady. And then get an Armory Le Massif on Hippogriff. I'll also strike Foe Seeker, and now here's the moment of truth. Actually, just delete these guys. The moment of truth! Do we have enough budget to upgrade everything? Alright, let's go. Oh shit, what? What? What do you mean I've lost connection? What? Alright. I definitely do have connection here. Hold on. That is not what I'm trying to do. Let's get out of there. For some reason, I got disconnected, which is weird, because I definitely am... I'm not even disconnecting from the stream. That makes no sense. Alright. We are back, and, we have to repick our army, damn it. We definitely want some regiments of renown, because they will be the more cost-efficient stuff to bring. Once again, we're going with Réponse de Mayonnaise. Fleur de Libanor matters last because we already have all the stat boots coming from a bunch of stuff. From all the chevrons anyways. We want Armory Le Massif, to kill things. We've learned our lesson from playing Bretonnia before, so we're gonna bring Armory Le Massif, alright. Get some men-at-arms, poems, regular men-at-arms, peasants, and then get another caster, and then we should be good to go. Alright, get a unicorn in case they want to drain my lord, power stone, scroll of shooting, blessing of the lady, flock of doom, and maybe ember spear. Let me just upgrade everything and see what happens first. What the f— Wait, What? So, looks like I lost connection whenever I hit, like, upgrade everything. So I guess I'll just have to upgrade things individually. It feels like a bug. What? What? So if I hit upgrade everything, yeah, it just crashes. I mean, it just disconnects me from the lobby. Right, give me a second. Let me try upgrading things separately, or at least less bunch up. And see if that makes any difference at all. And then a caster with Power of the Lady, Wild Heart, Blessing of the Lady, and I really don't want her to get killed by spells. And then we shall see what happens here. Alright, let's go. Alright, done. Done. Alright, we don't have enough money, so we have to cut some stuff. And then I think we can upgrade all these just fine. And I think I still have enough money for one archer. Right, let's do this. No! I don't have enough money for an archer. Alright, I'll cut one of the peasants and then just upgrade the archer. Cause in case they bring in skirmishers, that we'll have to deal with that otherwise. I just need one extra gold and I can buy a peasant mob. I'll just keep that and then just get a impenetrable pelt. Actually, Ember Spirit, because in this meta, elite unit meta, I think oh wait, we can cut one of these and then just bring. I think AoE spells will be very valuable. All right, and then we can bring in that one other peasants, which is like double the cost at this point. All right, yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, let's go. Britonia, still able to field a freaking full 20 stack after all these upgrades. This is ridiculous. All right, let's go. All right. We are on a 20 round, so we are on our home turf. Well, to be fair, we do have a little bit extra funds from that 15,000 budget. So, if not for the 15,000 budget, we probably have to cut like the trebuchets and maybe one of the Knights Errant to get a 20 stack. But as things are right now, yeah, we managed to work for now. All right, let's see what we do here. All right, no drop frames for now, which is good, I guess. Although the connection seems to be a bit finicky right now, which I don't really appreciate, but we just have to deal with it. I think it's just a connection between me and Prime or Send Fishy. But I'm not seeing drop frames on the stream, so that means my internet is not like completely out like previously. So that's good news, I guess. All right, let's just set things up and Alright. These two can stick together. Like, if not for the extra gold, I will probably have to, I'll probably have to cut one of the knights errant and even bring Omri on horseback instead of on a hippogriff. Britonia and their cost, like, a little bit of that extra gold does help a lot. It's not a little bit, it's like a good 20% increase of budget, but still. Yeah. Or actually, I should set up live stream on my screen. All right. Can we do a pop-up? Yes, we can pop it out, but it doesn't. Okay, never mind. Hey, David. How are you doing? Alright, this is a cursed 20. And a cursed army of 20 stack. This is basically a Bretonian army, actually. Alright, we're ready. So, just quickly message our opponent. How much? 705 units on the other side. Good luck to my opponent there, and yeah, let's start. Oh wow, okay, that's a lot of gold slack. Oh shit, I was prepared for. I was worried about a chosen army. It is not a chosen army. It is fucked. Indeed, the peasants will shit themselves. I need to charge them. Alright, let's just blow them up. Alright, my left flank is a bit fucked right now. Alright. Alright, I have infantry support on the other side there. Oh shit, these are Blanche Seekers? Oh no, I wasn't looking. That explains why the Knights of Lion-Hearted is getting fucked so hard. Oh god. Alright, at least the caster is still kind of safe. We can start casting. Okay, Phantasmagoria. All the stats are actually getting absolutely overwhelmed here. Alright, we'll just have to turn that one on. Turn this on, maybe? Alright, no, I forgot. That is not a... Okay, my cavalry is getting wiped pretty hard here. And I don't have anything to deal with everything else. Oh, that is a pretty good Amber Spear, all things considered. Right, we just have to hold on with the peasants. Get some additional damage. We can deal with the Hellstriders. Come on, come on, Mayonnaise. You can catch up. I need to start training them down. Oh, whoa! What are you doing? What are these ladies coming in for? All right, Mayonnaise, can you? Ooh, she got pinned. Damn it. We got sandwich on the other side. We have some of these peasants are holding on strong, but Mayonnaise needs to come over and blast those slangors. Oh shit! What's happening to you? He was doing fine for a while, but oh god, the charges! Alright, let's see if we can blast them out. It's an overcast, so it doesn't really do the money's worth of damage here. Alright, looks like that is GG for us. Let's do an explosion to nuke their stats a bit. and help out our peasants here, but that doesn't really matter. We got completely wiped. Damn! The elite Slanesh! Absolutely crushing my peasants. That's increased stats doesn't matter. Just getting blasted to bits. Alright, this is a BRT Reeses Slanesh. You're on. GG to my opponent, they're very well played. I was expecting more of a chosen turtle-y style, but nope, they went all in on rushing, crushed my peasants in the front line, crushed my Knights Errant and Knights of Lion-Hearted. They earned some money's worth, but unfortunately the cavalry on the other side is just too elite, man, the Pleasure Seekers. Maybe I should have gone all in on the elite Grail Knights, but alas, I've got completely overwhelmed in both the frontline department and the flanking department. Oh shit, this is hot. I need a drink. Excuse me for a second. But yeah, the peasants got completely wiped. The extra stats is not saving them from all these slangors, absolutely cutting their way through my horde of peasants there. And yeah, I mean, normally the peasants will be slangor food anyways, but this is even more extreme in this case. And any spells will be a lot more effective, but because you're affecting a lot more value at once with every cast. So yeah, Bretonia certainly doesn't benefit from this format. They pretty much always bring a full army anyways. That is true. That is true. But most importantly, I brought in a few trebuchet expecting somewhat of a chosen army. And all that money, this is actually very expensive because it's like 900 something, so it's like 1,800 gold. That didn't do much because, well, there's no heavy infantry for me to shoot at anyways. And yeah, the cavalry got completely overwhelmed at the very first moment because everything on the other side is Vanguard deployed. And I got jumped by a Vanguard deployed army with the Vanguard shenanigans, damn it. And how things have turned. GG to my opponent, GG to Prime here, and congrats to his win in round 1. Alright, that is us in round 1. Let me just mark the scores and check out on the 20. And we'll continue with the... Oh, it looks like the score has been marked. I just need to do some basic promotion stuff. Give me a second. All right. Right. Well, let's just right, we're set. We need to rethink our strategies. Should we just go for a super small elite army instead of trying to go wide with peasants? Because the peasants are still very finicky. Are still very unreliable even after all the upgrades. Like, that 10 extra leadership is not making a difference. And 10 stats is not enough either to make them a competent fighter. Oh, also the archers didn't do much either, even after all the upgrades. So, yeah, we need to rethink our strategies. But, yeah, not sure how we can approach this. We just need to, wait for the next round and see what our opponents are playing. The Cavalier and Skaven are still going on, while Beastmen... Cavalier and Skaven, that would be an interesting one, because both sides have their damage output mostly in, artillery, but with all the stat boosts from, fully Chevron stuff, like, missiles will be a lot less cost-effective. And instead, you might want to just bring a melee army. And Grand Cafe can do melee rush after the Tiger after a Tiger Warrior update. And also, Skavens do have a lot of, they can just go clan more style and just spam Storm Vermin, so that is also possible. But if the other side suddenly decided to go artillery and just try to box in with a ton of AoE damage, that might make things a lot more different. Not sure how that's gonna happen, and we'll see if we are getting any replays. Otherwise, we are just gonna chill and wait a bit for the round to be over. Or maybe we can do some... Oh, okay, it looks like we only have one final battle left between Grinch and Raced. And we do have our first replay coming in. Skavens versus Grand Cafe. Hell yeah. We are gonna... Alright, let's go and cast some battles then in that case. While we wait for Race and... Wait, hold on. Where am I... Rise of the Vampire Coast. Yep, Vampire Coast background. I like that one the most for some reason. Not sure why. But yeah, let's go. Skaven, yes. A melee Skaven melee rush army, Clan War style with Quick Hat Taker versus Grand Cafe trying to box in. Now, will the less cost efficient Grand Cafe artillery hold on this time? Or will the Skaven rush manage to penetrate the box? We shall see. Like, for those of you who are not aware, I mean, if you've been playing the game for long, then best background indeed. It just gives a whole different vibe to it. And I like a lot of art direction for the Vampire Coast DLC a lot. Like, it's my favorite trailer, just how they, for the first time, or at least for the first time that I'm aware of, blend in music with the gunfire. So you've got drum beats that are actually replaced by just cannon shots and gunshots. So that is a really cool thing to happen. And yeah, like the shanty is amazing. It's just such a good trailer, in my opinion. I just love that. But yeah, anyways. For the army builds here, we have... wait, hold on. Let me just double check. We have Creel going with Skaven versus Strevlet's Grand Cafe. Alright, that is gonna be a tough one. We'll see if the Skaven rush works here by Creel. Anyways, for the Skaven's front line of slingers, slave slingers, and just slaves mixed in together, going relatively cheap here and bolster the numbers with a more elite backbone. Storm Vermin and with sword and shields and halberds, both sides. And Natty Bowl sharpshooter to shoot down enemies from afar, and the Thief Breakers rattling guns, they're Regiment of Renown, so you don't have to pay extra to upgrade them. The Dwarf thing manages as well to roll through enemy front line and trying to punch through that Grand Cafe box. We shall see if that's gonna work here. And with all three Regiments of Renown, there's no more Regiments of Renown available for the Skavens. Doom Flayers on the left flank here, and there's Quick. How could it possibly not work? Indeed, we have a lot of faith in Quick, right? Quick Hat Taker leading the army, and Spellcaster is a Warlock Engineer with a Howling Warp Gale and Flensing Ruin. With AoE damage does work a lot better in this format because the units will cost a lot more, so every shot will take away more value, but at the same time your missiles will be less effective, less cost efficient, because a lot of the upgrade goes into their melee stats, which doesn't... Wait, hold on. Yeah, which doesn't really matter here. You can see the unit rank give them extra stats, but mostly, yeah, they need more. The stats doesn't matter here. Alright, anyways, we have Grand Cannons on the Cafe side, Grace of Kuei Ying, providing that elite missile, only a few peasant long spears, because all the money means they don't have enough leftover funds for a complete box, but there are 3 Jade Lances fully upgraded, and a Righteous Lances of Waging in disguise as well. Yeah, and the third Regiment of Renown is the Jade War Drum, Jungle War Drum. So that is going to be a tough box to break. Leading the army is Shugengan Lord already, all the way in the front, pushing a little bit too forward here and getting locked down this guy by a Howling Warp Gale. And we've got Thief Breakers trying to rush over and shoot at her, but that Howling Warp Gale will probably end before they can get in range. The Natty Bubbles, oh, they're getting in range, but target is a little bit small, and the Dragon Blooded Shugen Gunlord should be able to bail in 4, 3, 2. Not that it matters, Righteous Lances of Waging are dropping down to clean up those Teeth Breakers. So Storm Vermins, of course, are gonna come and respawn and try to screen off those pursuing armor-piercing air cav. That is very threatening to Skaven weapons teams. Grand Cannons are also firing in to try and shut down those enemy missile strength. While the frontline Skaven Slaves, Slingers, Skaven Slaves are suffering quite a bit. Those Cafe Cannons are basically heat-seeking missiles even on rank 1. Yeah, they're even more accurate now because of the upgraded rank. And Doomslayers are sitting back. I don't know if it's a tactical reserve or did they just forgot about it. But yeah, they probably could have used it to try and they could probably try and use it soon to pressure the enemy backline. Yeah, it's definitely forgotten now. Most of the Skaven's army are making contact, but now here comes the triple gold chevron Jade Lances slamming into the Skaven Slave Slingers, and yeah, they don't have much upgrades in stats with their melee stats. I think it's the stat upgrades are proportionate to their base stats. Oh, which means the less stats you have to start with, the less stats you get from the upgrades. Oh no. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense actually. Which also explains why my peasants sucks. Because they don't get as much stats as an elite unit like Jade, like the Slangors. But yeah, Dolphin Menace are getting in, but nothing's interfering with the Grand Cannons right now. Dragon Blood Shugen Gunlord tried to pressure the enemy missiles earlier and got hunted down by Quick Hatake, but the Dragon Blood Shugen Gunlord has one thing Quick doesn't: a flying mount. So she quickly bailed back into the sky, so she's safe now. Unless there's another Howling Warp Gale and more missiles coming in, but I don't think that's going to be a problem here. And Warlock Engineer eating a bunch of missiles from the Grace of Kuei Yin, who is receiving a bunch of returning fire from Slingers, and also a little bit of Warp Lightning earlier, I think. Yeah, Warp Lightning. So they took a lot of AoE damage, but yeah, they'll be fine. They're a regiment of renown and can hold on. The triple gold chevron Storm Vermins are holding on just fine. No, they are a tough nut to crack, and they have a lot of stats there to keep them sustained. Finally, Doomslayers are coming in, but they need to get inside these Grand Cannon formation, not onto the enemy peasants. They need to disrupt those artillery, because artillery might still be a big problem for their characters, and also just shooting down missiles in general. But looks like here comes the Jade Lancers to pin them down. Excuse me, let me just quickly check the group. Looks like we are on round 2. Sorry about that, King Alpha. Sorry, let me just finish casting this battle first. We're right in the middle of the game, so yeah, I don't want to abandon this now. We're in too deep. Right. Dragon Blood Shugen Gunlord eat a bunch more of Slinger Shot, so getting a bit low in health. And a Quick Caretaker is doing alright, still very healthy. And Storm Vermins are holding the front line just fine. Some of them are pushing into the back line though, and are threatening to shut down the Grace of Kuei Yin. Ooh, what? Oh, looks like the Wait, what are these? Slingers shattered. And all the weapons teams are gone, leaving the Grand Cathay mobility to just wipe everything up. Grand Cannons are still firing, not much to really threaten them at this point. But Storm Vermins are holding on quite well. There's not a lot of AoE damage at this point for Grand Cathay to quickly shut them down. So, yeah, it is a battle of a grind at this point. Doomslayers are getting surrounded by the Righteous Lances of Waging, who does have armor-piercing damage. So the Doomslayers are not doing too well. At least Quick Hatega is in to take down some of these Righteous Lances. So there's that, but balance of power is still shifting in the Cathay's favor. But perhaps now that the left flank has been broken down, Peasant Long Spears buckling to the Storm Vermins with halberds still over half health, they are coming in and threatening to shut down a lot of these Grand Cannons, which a lot of that Grand Cathay balance of power rests upon. However, more damage, AoE damage coming in though. Wait, what was that? Was that a Dragon's Breath that took out a good chunk of the Storm Vermin? Huh, it might be the case, but Storm Vermins and their stats are coming in very handy, breaking down those Grand Cathay cannons now. So, yeah, and the Grace of Kuei Yin are getting grind down by the Storm Vermins with swords and shields as well. The Righteous Lances are still quite healthy. Oh, relatively healthy. Not very healthy. Took a lot of attrition damage in the hands of Quick Hat Taker after all. And Grand Cathay is in a bit of trouble. One of their Grand Cannons got completely disabled. All the models are gone. The other is also getting tied down in melee now, as the Doom Slayers, the Dwarfing Manates, have made their way into that soft underbelly of that Grand Cathay box formation. And yeah. The Jade Lancers are still cycle charging. They have been diligently cleaning up all the routed Skavens, but the Skavens today are not the usual Skaven you see. They have extra leadership. They hold on a little longer than usual. And the Storm Vermins with triple gold chevrons still holding on. And there's no terror from Grand Cathay, so it's not like they're gonna get scared and run away. And the Skavens, they're bringing back that balance of power. They're coming back from defeat as they bring down the enemy artillery. The Storm Vermins hold on. And yeah, the Jade War Drum does not do much damage. The main role for this Jungle War Drum is I call it Jungle War Drum, but that's like saying Chai Tea or ATM machine. It's just duplicating, like the War Drum is Jungle in hold on, excuse me, let me just quickly do some tournament admin. Alright. Yeah, Storm Vermins are taking this one back. And Grand Cathay, I don't see how they can bring this one through all these Storm Vermins with elite melee stats. 43 melee defense on these guys. And 41 base attack. I mean, they have less attack now. Now that they're tired, but then again, they have bonus versus large and all, so against all these remaining large targets, they should do just fine. And the Storm Vermin Sword and Shields are very effectively breaking through the enemy missiles as well. And that shall be victory to the Storm Vermins! Clan Wars triumph! Clan Wars is the strongest clan of Skavendom. Yes, yes, indeed. And they managed to pull this one out. Just fine. Yeah, the Storm Vermins definitely pull off their weight and more, as there are no firing rockets batteries to break down the Skaven numbers. So they managed to get into combat largely untouched, and the Grand Cathay army is just not ready to deal with so many elite Skavens. These are indeed very elite Skavens when they are all like triple gold chevron, so yeah. This is the most elite Skaven army I've ever seen. Managing, like, the missiles didn't do much, though the Doom Slayers did alright, just helping the Storm Vermins break through enemy flanks, and also grind down some of those armored cavalry with the AP damage. The Grand Cannons did some good work here, shutting down the Warlock Engineer, just that unfortunately the Grand Cathay army was not prepared to deal with a tide of Skaven metal. Yeah. Alright, just checking if my opponent has a lobby, and then we're moving on to round 2 ourselves. I don't think they have a lobby. Let me just post one then. The lobby would be Tower of Hoeth. Let me just do that. Okay, so the next approach, I guess, for us will be Elite Bretonia. Alright, let's go. Let's see. If we don't do Peasants, then we try Elite Bretonia with the Grail, or even Questing Knight, even. Yeah. We'll see. What if I just get 2 of these bad boys and then just fully upgrade them? Wait, no, Chaos Dwarves. Oh, no, Chaos Dwarves! Alright, we need AP. We need AP for sure. Bullseye Renderers, I don't know how to play this one, actually. We'll still need, like, maybe a couple of few trebuchets. I really don't want to bring few trebuchets, but what if I need those artillery? I don't know, man. Let's just get Knights of the Lion-Hearted, and the Companions of Canal will need them, and then get a third unit of Defenders of Fleur de Lis, and that's it. Men-at-Arms, Polearms, our most elite infantry, better than the freaking Foot Squires. They're shit. Don't bring them if possible. And all right, elite peasant army. Let's bring Outbreak and Healing. Okay, we'll bring one artillery, and we still have a lot of money left. All right, let's just bring Outbreak the Bordeloo, Rally, Fall Seeker, Braid of Bordeloo, and Ravel of Manan will be less effective here. Chaos Dwarf, I guess the laborers don't matter, but like the regular front line has, like, the regular Chaos Dwarf units have pretty good leadership anyway, so I don't suspect that'll be too much of use. All right, let's bring another Knights of the Realm and fully upgrade them in case we need to fight Bull Center Renders, and get a caster of some sort. Damsel, once again, let's bring Lord of Beasts and Unicorn, Wild Heart, Blessing, that Flock of Doom, and Ember Spear. And let's just bring another Man-at-Arms and just fully upgrade them. Alright, one few trebuchet. I can't afford really. I can't really afford the peasant bow, so I'll bring one. I'll bring one. Oh, actually no. I'm just gonna bring. No, I can't bring a third. All right, I'll bring a few of these, just to counter skirmish the enemy. Yeah, just counter skirmish the enemy. Cut these and then bring. Wait, what? No. I don't need these. Alright, and then one more. We can bring one more item. Roughly one more item. Or 2 more units of some sort. I'm not sure what yet. Can we bring these guys? And nope, we can't fully upgrade them, so we can't bring them. Yeah, we'll just bring them. And then just bring another item of these on these. Heroic killing blow elder. Whatever. Let's go. No idea if this is gonna work, but we shall see. Maybe I should have brought a fully upgraded Grail Knight. Maybe. Who knows? Alright, artillery, and then we have the yeoman archers. I haven't brought the yeoman archers in a long while because they have not been worth it. But maybe with the extra stats, maybe? No, their stats are still pretty crap. Alright, that is not ideal. Oh wow, these men-at-arms poems have 50 melee defense. Elite Bretonia, guys. Yep. Alright. And then one single artillery regiment. And hope for the best. The elite peasants are around them to provide a little bit buffer. In case our mobility they try to contest. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Guard mode. Alright, ready when... Well, good luck, have fun. Alright, here we go. We shoot back. There's a lot of bolt throwers, so let's move on a little closer, and we can maybe we can outshoot those guys. Can we outshoot this actually? Alright, the artillery is... The peasant artillery with all that stuff is still not doing jack shit. Damn it. Damn it. I don't think we're winning this artillery fight. Let's just move up. Let's just move up at this point. My artillery is just getting wasted. Alright, let's just pull out with maybe I should have brought another flying rock. The tactical flying rocks, man. Okay. Okay, these peasants can just stay there because they're not gonna... Like, even if they reach the front line, that's not gonna do much. What are you doing, Internet? Please stabilize. Okay. That was a bit scary, but the internet stabilized, looks like. Alright, let's pull back a bit. And the rocks can keep throwing. Okay. There was an internet connection spike for whatever reason. That was scary. Is it because it's too hot? Okay, I'll need to check my internet after this. Give me, but we'll try to. Is the connection back, guys? I hope it is. Alright, looks like connection might be back. So he might be saved. Alright, the artillery is completely done for. Oh, well, we have one model left, so it's something. Okay, we don't have to fight those immortals just yet. We can avoid them, if possible. Alright, yeah, we can move in and try and charge that instead. We can ignore the immortals if possible. Alright, we got through. We got through into the ranks. Let's fly back here and maybe jump these guys. Alright, we got in. We got a bunch of units in, which is good news, I guess, but okay, keep them occupied. Come over here. Albrecht has been distracted most of the time, which is unfortunate. But we managed to get some units in, which is good. Unfortunately, yikes. Alright, let's just charge them. And I totally forgot to keep casting these. Alright, take these down. Wait, what happened to the Companions of Canal? Why did they take so much damage on their way in? They weren't even seeing that much combat. That was weird. Or maybe they were just dealing with some stuff that I wasn't paying attention to. Alright, just ignore those. Maybe send those Companions... Defenders of Lodele somewhere else. Alright, go and kill him. Alright, just keep... Maybe keep casting stuff? Alright, go and, oh shit, that was not ideal. Get my infantry in there. We still have a lot of infantry left. We can throw rocks. Just smash up those immortals, please, while we're at it. Our cavalry is just going down fast right now. That is not great at all. But peasants are holding. Who would have expected? The backbone of Bretonia still are the peasants. Alright, we are chasing off Golden Levers. Come back. Like, we don't need to bother about that right now. We do have a lot of casting power left. Maybe we can line up, where are you? Okay, we might be able to line up a shot of, we can line up a shot of Ember Spear. That might be huge. Actually, just go and fight that while take aim. Right. What? Damn it! Not the goddamn the slope blocked the over. It's an overcast too. Damn it! Damn it! Man, it could have been a great shot. Oh, whatever. It is what it is. Alright, that is down. We need the rocks to keep flying in and deal with another Iron Swan. Alright, come over. Come over. Let's fight. Let's do this. The peasants are still getting some work done, which is great. Yeah, let's just chase down the kill store. Warriors. Guys, come over here. Keep some of those guys occupied. I can't let you. Oh shit! Why are you back? No! Oh god! All right. Oh no, they're holding on. That was a ridiculous volley. Yeah, that is a problem. Explosions, that's fine. Those are peasants don't mind as yeah, the outbreak doesn't mind as much against explosions. All right, let's just keep draining them down. All right, Albert, come over and maybe try and save this lady here. Alright, turn on everything you have, and can you murder him, please? No? Okay, that is not ideal. Yeah, the peasants tried their best, but we just got outshot every corner. And unfortunately we can't... Oh, Outbreak took that volley, it's just too much for him. Eating that volley in his face. And he can't fight back. Army losses. Damn, that was close though. That was a lot closer than the last one. We managed to put up a good fight this time. GG. The Iron Swan can kill the rest of the army alone. Yeah, that is true. But I have that one module of few trebuchet. You never know. Nah, I think it was the Iron Swan being so healthy. It's gonna be a big problem for me in the late game. I don't have enough damage for that. Yeah, the cavalry. I didn't use them well, unfortunately. As soon as they approach, they just eat a lot of damage. Even the Death Shrieker rocket launcher did a lot of good damage to my cavalry. And the Hobgoblin bolt throwers earned back their worth, I think. Almost, maybe? Not sure how much they cost after the upgrades, though. But yeah. The Elite Iron Swans are just holding on forever, grinding through my peasants, but I don't think they earned back their value, but most importantly, they bought time for the Saucer Prophet of Metal. That's why the AoE damage is really good in this meta, because all the expensive units means the same AoE damage you do will earn back a lot more value, because the units cost more in terms of... They cost more now, but the only buff they get are stats. They don't get HP upgrade, so... Like, the same damage can still do... Like, the same spell can still do the same damage to your unit. But the units now that are taking damage now cost more. So AoE damage from the Saucer Prophet of Metal is really nice. Especially the Searing Dooms onto my cavalry. That earns back a lot of value. And Searing Doom is just such a good anti-cavalry spell. Yeah, my cavalry just didn't earn back much. I don't think any of them earned back their worth here, actually. Very nicely played from opponent. Hey, look, the few trebuchet did something. Taking a lot of damage, sure, but yeah. Still did something. Not my cavalry, not my mounted yeoman archers. I probably should have cut them out for just regular archers instead. Or maybe just get another few trebuchet. If only I got a second few trebuchet. Damn it. Alright, now, next battle. We're against... Oh, GG, well played to my opponent. We're going up against Strevlet, which is gonna be an interesting one. Let me just quickly join their battle there. It's gonna be Cafe. It's gonna be Cafe! Oh no! What have I done? Foot Squires? I don't even know what to do on this one. Hold on. Can I... Grand Cafe. This is a problem. How am I supposed to do... Thoughts of Kislev. So, a very wide, flat terrain. Okay, let's try double Grail Knights and see what happens. Companions of Canal. And just a bunch of Foot Squires. Going super tight, super elite this time. And just pray the Grand Cathay Artillery doesn't wipe out my unit before I even get close. Yeah, that's gonna be the plan here. King Lewin. I think it's alright if we try to go meta for once here. This is gonna be tough though. Lion's Shield. Maybe it can help him eat some missiles. Foe Seeker. Yeah, we'll get Foe Seeker. And we're out of money. Let's get Green Knight. Dolores Blade, and then we don't even have money for... Grail Knights cost so much. Alright, no, we don't bring Foot Squires. We bring... Once again, we bring multiple men-at-arms, and see what happens. Yikes. We don't have enough money. Cut Knights of Lionhearted, and bring a Damsel with Laura of Live, Earth, Flesh to Stone, and Regrowth. Cut everything else, and then get a Bard War Horse and a Power Stone. Life Bloom. Nah, take that off. Yeah, we can bring one more Elite Man-at-Arms polearms. And we're just gonna have to pray that the Grail Cavalry work here. Yeah, if they don't, then we are screwed. Yeah, alright, score of shooting, let's go. Like, it's gonna be an artillery battle, artillery formation from our opponent, I think. Alright, let's just get ready. Peasants are still peasants even when gold-plated. Yeah. Yeah. They're, they might have a little bit more training and experience, but they're still equipped with a freaking potato sack. It's not helping them at all for the cause. Like, this is a very, very tight Bretonnian army. I don't even know if this is gonna work. It's small, it's super elite, super tight. Damn. But yeah, this is an interesting 20 so far. Getting some observations on certain troops that I wasn't aware of from before. Like how the upgrading stats work. And yeah. And honestly, the peasant polearms, the man-at-arms polearms are performing better than I thought, honestly. Alright, let's hope the connection blunder doesn't happen again. But yeah, we shall hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. That's the usual idea here. Alright, and then we just have a bunch of... we just have to get our cavalry across the battlefield ASAP. It's too much open space. Oh, actually... it's too much open space, so we just have to rush into the forest ASAP, and then... yeah, these peasants will just rush forward, I guess. I don't know what else to think about it, other than just send them in ASAP. Oh. Let's get the Green Knight out there, and oh, he can heal. He's in forest. He can heal. All right, this is the combined arms rushing tactic, I guess. Just bum rush, man, and try to get to the other side ASAP across the battlefield and all. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We are going in with peasants. Alright, just get them across ASAP. Oh, they have a weirdly similar idea. Interesting. Alright, we do have a pretty meta... Okay, we can fight this. We can fight this. Oh god, we can fight this. Wow. Alright, anyways, Green Knight can just stick into the forest. These guys can pull back while we Alright, Green Knight can come over and we've got our cavalry move on in and then send our infantry over. Alright, we can try and snipe this one out. Valorous Blade, turn that on, and I need you to give him that. Oh, we are losing the healing, damn it. We're losing healing. At least we have the Well, I guess at least we have the active heal, right? Right. Our, one of our... Oh, I totally forgot about left flank, where it was just to focus on the main fight there. Alright, King Luan is hanging on there, barely, but hanging on, I guess. How did I... it must have been Searing Doom that I wasn't aware of. Alright, King Luan is holding on, barely, but holding on. Dolores Blade is healing. Alright, well, let's just go and duke it out. Ah, yeah, Searing Doom's coming in. No, Searing Doom hurts so much. Oh, the Searing Doom meta! Oh, no! Dolores Blade did well. But yeah, let's just fly on in. We lost one Grail Cavalry. That was not ideal. And we can try and come back on over. And, yeah, just stay on the ground, you. Stay on the ground. You come on over and help the cavalry fight. While the peasants are holding on. Just move on. Move them around. It'll be fine over here. I should have brought the... I didn't realize King Luan would die so fast. So I probably should have brought something to help the beloved son of Bretonnia. That would have been that would have been nice. But yeah, the peasants are holding on. Green Knight is healing, I think. I think that is what's happening. Oh yeah, that is a nasty. All right, King Luan might need to come over to help the Grail Cavalry, and I don't have enough magic to do anything right now. All right, King Luan, can you come and help the Grail Cavalry, please? I need you to be there right about now. Alright, Green Knight can also come over. He has the health. Alright, let's go! Son of Corone! The Grail Cavalry is dying. I didn't realize they're gonna die so fast. Final Transmutation coming in? Nope, no Final Transmutation. We're just duking out with, oh, Dolores Blade. Kill him. Kill him. King Luan. Alright, I've got no cavalry left. It is just the characters now. How is he not dead? Damn it. Alright, go and kill the general. Come on. Luan, you'll be fine. Just heal. Alright, he got it. Got it. And these guys aren't... I don't know what they're doing, but I need a heal on Luan. Like now. I need to boost his health back up. I don't know what these Righteous Lances of Waging are doing, but they're not doing well at all. Alright, and time to kill the caster, I guess. They have been a nuisance long enough. Smack him. The Elite Bretonnia! The Grail Knights probably didn't pay off, but the Dolores Blade did. Just look at the Alchemist getting murdered. And, man, the physical resistance was clutch as hell. I'm so glad they didn't bring artillery. I'm very thankful for that. They pulled their punches. My God, that was rough. Right. We need to make sure they stay dead. So yeah, send those guys over. We can occupy that with our peasants. Actually, you know what? Just stay there and brace. All right, we killed their caster. Oh, yep. All right, King Luan can just keep flying on over. Let the Green Knight come over and help you. Come on. Alright, and just drop a physical resistance on you. So they don't have magic attacks anyway, so they can. So King Luan's HP, he has healing, so he doesn't need heal. Just get that flesh to stone to just keep tanking it out. Make the rest of the HP more cost efficient. Just absorb a bit more attack. Alright, send in the caster even to help out. It's a cavalry... Peasant... If only you have Royal Hippos here. Imagine if he had his half HP passive here. Yeah, but normally nobody even try to burst down King Luan. So I thought, okay, this... I don't really need that, right? But this is that one time. Actually, Luan almost got sniped. Damn it. If I only had that ability, man. But yeah, it's fine. He unbreak his worth. Same goes for the Green Knight. Their damage is so ridiculous together, I guess. Green Knight actually paid for himself for once. But yeah, normally nobody tried to kill Luan, so you don't really get him... Like the beloved son of Bretonnia normally doesn't get much. Grail Cavalry, despite me spending so much money in them, I kind of wasted them. They ate a bunch of Searing Doom, I believe. And also the Celestial General has the armor-piercing sweep attack. So that comes in really nice with the AoE damage. But King Luan and Green Knight held out. Chopped down the characters, chopped down the cavalry, the Longmar Riders. Did really well and jumped my Grail Knights. I overestimated the Grail Knights and overextended them without support, and they died horribly. That was a mistake on me. But the peasants held out. They're not too expensive, and yet with the armor-piercing pole arms and decent melee stats, 50 melee defense too, they managed to trade pretty decently into enemy cavalry and infantry. But damn, these peasant long spears, 1,700 gold. They probably killed a bunch of Grail cavalry. But yeah, very happy with what the Green Knight did this one round. They actually managed to do things for once. And yeah, GG to my opponent there. And I think we're moving on into round 4 at this point. That's us for round 3. For one, we won one game, so I guess we don't go home empty-handed. Man, ugh. I really need to read the freaking weather forecast before planning my tourneys. This is pretty sure my room is at 25 degrees plus, maybe 30 degrees at this point. It's great. And the PC is heating it up even more. That's a great thing about it. Oof. I can feel the heat. Alright, give me a second there. I'm just gonna reorganize some of the replay files. But yeah, I'm glad it was not an artillery box, because I do not have what it takes to break through. Phew! GG. Alright. There's only one battle left in round 3, so we're just gonna wait for that to be over before we go into the next round. It's one more round. And I don't want to keep my opponent waiting this time round. Wait, what the fuck? Gold Chevron Dreadquake? Oh no, what have you done? King Arthur, or Chaos Dwarf is... Yeah, King Arthur's Chaos Dwarf. Whoa! What the fuck? I was not expecting that, but imagine a deadly accurate Chaos Dwarf Dreadquake. That would actually be really nasty, because one problem with Dreadquake is the accuracy is a bit finicky. But if it actually lands the hit properly, then yeah, I can imagine it might be a quite threatening presence. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it, but we shall see. But yeah, we're still waiting for the... Yeah, we're just gonna... Oh, yep, no, still going on. Actually, do we have a shorter replay? No, these replays are all rather long, so I think we're just gonna wait for it. Yeah. We're just gonna wait. Oh wait, no. Alright, let's see. Right, I think we're just gonna go and cast the... I really want to check out the Dreadquake one. So, I'm just gonna jump right in. Dreadquake... Duh! Okay, it's crazy if you bring one Dreadquake mortar with gold chevrons. 2 triple gold chevrons Dreadquakes. Arthur, are you alright? This is madness, but I love it. So, let's give it a go. Alright, so on the one side we have the madness of Dreadquake, double Dreadquakes, triple gold chevrons, and on the other side we have a Clan Ashen, Clan Ashen triple gold chevron army. Both sides have quite thematic armies actually. Alright, let me just refresh once more, making sure the battle is still going on. And now we're going into going back to the replay. Kiosdorf, all the money went into the Dreadquake, so the main core army is rather cheap. Just sneaky gits, triple gold chevrons, and hobgoblin archers, 1 Kiosdorf warriors with a line of goblin laborers. In disguise, a sorcerer prophet of metal, and a bull center renders with great weapons. We're seeing a lot of metal magic today, because Searing Doom is just too good. Another unit of mobility, the hobgoblin wolf raiders with spears. And, yeah, that's it for the Kiosdorf army. Quite small, quite elite. Well, elite in terms of just 2 Dreadquake mortars. Very narrow. And on the other side, going with the Ashen elites as well. A ton of gutter runners with, yeah. Why am... Alright, sorry guys, I think the connection dropped as I was trying to cast the Dreadquake mortar battle. The Dreadquake mortar is just too much for my connection to handle, but I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's just because of the heat and the internet wasn't stable. Hopefully it's just that case, and it's not anything long term. But unfortunately, that means we have to cut the... We have to pause the Dreadquake mortar replay for now. Apologies for that. And we'll go back into the stream again later. Now we're just gonna go back to battle. As we are approaching round 4. Yep. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about the stream connection. Not sure what's happening to the internet, but hopefully it stabilizes now. We shall see. But yeah, we're moving on to round 4 now. And our opponent is Beastman from CB Grinch. And he's definitely a good player there. So it's going to be a tough battle. I don't know if I have what it takes. We shall see. Alright, let's, I think Grinch is typing in the lobby. Yep, he did. And let's hop right in then. Okay, let me just... Huh? Okay, I don't know what's happening with the... Let me just try again. Not sure what's happening with this game code. Now, there we go. Okay, I think the connection is stable for now. Hopefully it stays there. As we are moving on to our last battle of this live battle of this live stream. Against the Beastman, probably going to be very mobile, and I don't think I want to play... Okay, let's bring the Fey Enchantress. Just roll through all our characters this time. Yeah, Silveron should give a little bit of spell resistance against Spirit Leech and whatnot. if they're ever bringing Spirit Leech. Fate of Buna will be scary, so we'll need regrowth to counter that for sure. Chalice of Potion, get some AoE damage. Miss of the Lady, and bring a Beast Layers of Baston. Let's go. Knights of Lionhearted, and just 2 Grail Guardians. Let's go. And fully upgraded them. Let's see what happens, and let's just bring a few battle programs and a couple. Oh, not really massive, especially not 2 of them. Just bring a couple paladins as bodyguards. Spotted Roars, but one of them needs to be on a. Actually, yeah, one of them needs to be on a Royal Pegasus to chase down Malagor. Yeah, we will need healing. Regrowth would be good, and then we probably don't need Flesh to Stone. No Life Bloom either. Get that attack up to really overpower those extra stats. Deadly Onslaught and Foe Seeker to just keep that pressure onto Guardian for this other one. Keep that pressure onto Malagor, and we barely have enough money left for these upgrades. Yikes. Right, Guardian, and then we probably don't need Blessing of the Lady. And, alright, let's just switch on to this one. Holy Wardens of the Mason Tau. I think we might have enough money. Okay, okay, right, we're done. Super elite, super tight army, let's go. Once again. And, if we get kited to death, so be it, I guess. Oh, wait, maybe we cut that, and then cut one of these, and then just get a couple Mounted Yeoman Archers to do some mobility kiting. I can bring 1 Holy Wardens of the Mason Tile. Yay, that works. And we still have a little bit of money left, so peasant mobs, I guess. No. Actually, it's probably more beneficial to just deck out the Fae. Alright, Earthblood. Let's do that, and then deck out our characters, because why not? We have some leftover gold. Alright, we're done. Good to go. Good to go. Now, what are the Beastmen gonna do against such reckless, shameless, Grail tanking? And then bringing out the Paladin, double Paladin and Fae combo. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we shall see here. It's a curse army anyways. Alright. Crazy combos, man. Crazy combos. But yeah, hopefully we can hold the ground long enough against the enemy mobility and infantry and all that. Just grind on with the Miss of the Lady. Of course, if they have a bunch of Fate of Buna, then I'm in trouble. But alas, let's hope we don't get down to that. Man, I hope the peasant yeoman archers don't disappoint me again this time round. They had a pretty bad performance last time. Oh shit! These wardens of Montfort are more expensive than the fully upgraded yeoman archers. Damn. I guess they don't even have much. Oh yeah, okay. They have a little bit more charge bonus and poison. That makes a difference, I guess. But yeah, they're not that good. Alright, we're good. We're good to go. Need one guy to go and pressure. Yeah, need one guy to be a bodyguard of the Fae, another guy to pressure Malagor in case he's there. And just an elite line of battle pilgrims. Let's go. And a couple mobility, and then more bodyguards for the Fae in the form of just Grail Guardians. And wait, hold on, why are you there? Alright, cool. 2 there. And then yeah, we just get some Knights of Lion-Hearted. Yeah, alright, we're good. Good to go. We're rushing on this one. Oh, this is such a cursed build. Such an elite Bretonnia force. Like, even we can't really afford much here, unfortunately. Battle Pilgrim's too expensive and peasants are useless here. As long as there are slangos, the peasants are gonna get wiped. So yeah, might as well just get some Battle Pilgrims and hope they do a bit better with their additional attack stats, I guess. Especially the Holy Wardens can have a bit more bonus versus infantry and all that. Alright, let's see. Just waiting for my opponent to get ready now. Alright, looks like they're ready as well. Let's go. I don't even know what build this is, but it's something. Oh. Yeah, this is a super elite, super narrow Bretonnia, and maybe just like last time, this will work. Maybe, or maybe not. Oh god, they're going. Huh, interesting. A lot of corn gores instead. Interesting. We can just kite them a bit, I guess. Right. Oh no, that is a. Oh yeah, we'll have to send our Grail cavalry up top then. All right. Grail Guardians hold back. Just keep chipping. Oh, you guys can come over and kite that, I guess. Alright, Paladins, you guys can go and deal with that. You guys go and surround that and beat it down. Rail. Just drop that in there and hope they die. Oh, it's taking forever for that to happen. Alright, we got a pretty good comet, all things considered. Let's go and kill that. She is doing alright. Heal up. Dumble is getting crumped. That's fine. And maybe we can get these guys some help. Oh no, connection, please hold up. Oh, yep, there goes oh. Yeah, okay. I'm fine with Fate of being the Knights of Lionhearted. That's fine for me, honestly. As long as the other guys are alright. Alright, just keep duking it out with the Dumple and kill him, I guess. You know what? Oh shit, the Grail Guardians are not holding up, they're surrounded. The peasants are... Okay, yep, the wardens and all that will have to charge in. Because my characters, they are not holding well at all. Even the Fae is buckling. Oh. God damn it! Oh no, the Fae got slain! That's bad. That's really, really bad. Oh shit. Ooh, the Grail Guardians are not holding up well at all. Getting overwhelmed. Yeah, no, the super duper elite way is not the way. Wait. Yep. They didn't do enough. I probably needed Grail Knights, not the Grail Guardians. They were not holding up against the Minos at all. And I didn't, did I? I didn't knock it. No, I didn't knock them out. I didn't knock out the... Yeah, yep, that is GG. Alright, that was a pretty bum rushy build. Bit bum rushy battle. Phew. There was nothing to grind on, so the Miss of the Lady doesn't work at all. It's just a minor attack debuff, if anything. And yeah, all these coin cores did pretty well, grinding down my cavalry. And Battle Pilgrims, one of them did well, who held on till the late game, but everything else just kind of crumbled from the Minos and Conquest combined. Damn, these Battle Pilgrims suck ass. What even happened? I probably should have went for the Peasant Pole Arms again. That probably would have worked better. And yeah, maybe just cut this outer mounted yeoman archers and just bring 5 Peasant Pole Arms and switch these Grail Guardians into a Grail Knight. That might have worked better. I don't know. But yeah, as things go in here though, yeah, the Grail Knights got out-traded with the Minotaurs, who does have anti-large and armor piercing, while they don't have anti-large in return. So yeah, they didn't have the best of trade, and Butchers of Kalkin got just held on like the elites they are, with extra healing for themselves. Very well played to my opponent there, and that Stream of Death as expected. That Fate of Buna deleted one of my elite cavalry, and my army is too narrow to make it matter anyways. Paladins didn't manage to break the Dumbles due to the armor, and they also just didn't get a good hit onto him, I don't think. Very limited damage despite the investment onto these two characters. And yeah, that's it for the live battles. We're going into replay section, where we do have quite a few replays waiting to go. I just hope I don't die from heat stroke at this point. No, it's getting quite warm in the room, so we gotta be quick on this one, unfortunately. Yeah, we have to be quick here. Let's try and get this done before me or my PC overheats. So yeah, let's go. Right, we have quite a few replays. Let's go with the double Dread Quick and Skaven one first. Alrighty. Slow down a bit, let's go through the battle, the army builds once again. We have a bunch of Goblin Laborers and a rather cheap core of infantry there. Sneaky Gits and Hobgoblin Archers with single Chaos Dwarf Warriors, because all the money went into the triple gold chevron Dreadquake Mortars with some mobility, including Bull Centers and Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders with spears on the side. In disguise, we have a Sorcerer Prophet of Metal with Searing Doom and Final Transmutation. Searing Doom is just a really good spell in this kind of meta here. Searing Doom already a very cost-efficient spell and do even more value damage in with the expensive units here. On the other side, Gutter Runners in the front line, just an Ashen theme build. A ton of Gutter Runners, some with poison, some without, and then backed up by a bunch of Victrin's Death Squad and Ashen Triads, including the Ixchia's Triads. There's also one single Natty Boo Sharpshooter mercenary to this Clan Ashen army, ready to snipe enemies out, and leading the army is a Snitch and an Assassin supported by an Ashen Sorcerer. That's it for the army builds. Let's get the battle started, as the Wolf Raiders are just that hurts, scouting around. They probably already see a bunch of units nearby. Yeah, they're spotted. The Ashen units all have stock, but yeah, they are. If the enemy gets close enough, they still get spotted, and as a result, they manage to get the artillery targeting those Gutter Runners, aiming them down and blasting them to bits. You can see the tremor effect, getting a lot of these Skavens kind of stuck, unable to advance, unfortunately. So yeah, and doing a ton of damage to the Gutter Runners. One of them is already pushed back, almost the entire unit wiped out, and another unit also down half strength in terms of HP at least. Yeah, still have most of the models, but down half strength. Another hit, I think that might just knock out a bunch of their models. Another hit from over here though, probably auto aiming onto Snitch, so unfortunately mostly wasting the shot, but they have two Dreadquake models, so they have a lot of ammo left to go. I'm not too worried about the artillery here. It's more about whether they can shoot everything out before they run out of time. Looks like an Ixchia's Triad summon has been dropped into the backline, trying to disrupt these Dreadquake Mortar. They don't do damage, but they can occupy your units in melee. So that is an interesting, pretty decent way to try and shut down the artillery for the moment, while the Ashen units push up. But the Dreadquake Mortar, they are still firing, shooting straight into these Chaos Dwarf Warriors, but at the same time bringing down a ton of Ashen Triads and Victrin's Death Squads with them. That Chaos Dwarf Warriors is going down, but this might be worth it. I'm not sure. Anyways, Sneaky Gits are holding the front line there. They do have anti-infantry bonus, making them very nicely a counter against Ashen units here with their extra damage output against infantry. But here comes the flood of Ashen troops, including Deathmaster and Assassin, gunning straight for those Dreadquake Mortars who are still firing. But here comes the Final Transmutation to nuke that HP on those rather glass cannony Assassin characters. More Dreadquake Mortars are launching. on the back end, though, the mobility of the Chaos Dwarves are coming in quite handy here. Maneuvering around the Ashen troops and getting to the Natty Bull Sharpshooter, shutting him down, and the final transmutation plus the Sneaky Gits managed to pin down and cut down those assassin characters. And with the final transmutation draining a good chunk of their health away, and more breath attacks coming in from the Sorcerer Prophet of Metal here, burning down those Gutter Runners. Deathmaster is running, the Assassin is running, the Ashen push is no more, pretty much just Ashen Sorcerer left in this case here. And some Ashen Triads going on a wild goose chase against the Bull Center Renders. And yeah, despite a lot of friendly fire, these Dreadquake Mortars did their work. Very expensive, but very much worth it against a very expensive army of Ashen Skavens. As Gutter Runners are not cheap, they cost 800 gold baseline, around there at least. And yeah, all these artillery is just earning back a ton of value here. Managed to, yeah, 3,000 gold worth of damage value. And more, still climbing with more Skaven troops being wiped out by artillery. We're going to fast forward this one here. Although I don't think this is completely out. Oh, actually, yeah, I don't think this is completely out for the Skavens yet. They still have some units, and a lot of these balance of power of the of the Chaos Dwarves rests upon these Dreadquake Mortars, who are running low in health. No, I think it's the Gutter Runner shots really chipping them low, and Assassin coming in for another round, and might actually take down one of the Dreadquake Mortar and whatever is left in the ammo slot for them. We shall see if this is going to work, as balance of power is not really in the Skaven's favor right now. Snitch is also running all the way to the white line. Might even get killed by the Sorcerer Prophet. But one of the Dreadquake went down. Looks like I think it might be the... Wait, hold on. Oh, is it just the Gutter Runner shots coming in? Only 78 armor, so the Dreadquake Mortar doesn't have the most armor in the world. However, the Dreadquake might be firing back, and that might be it for those Gutter Runners there. Unless they keep firing into the Dreadquake Mortar, but there's still some Hobgoblin... Oh, actually, the Dreadquake Mortar is being occupied by the Assassin, so... Oh, wait, no, never mind, it managed to fire. And, landing just short of the Gutter Runners, but that is more than enough damage to put them into rout again. Looks like the Assassin managed to put a good hit into the Dreadquake Mortar, but unfortunately, that is going to be army losses, as the Skavens just can't hold on long enough. I think, Snitch just get routed off the map here. Probably. I can't see his flag anymore, so he's probably off the map. He might even be dead. Yeah, he's probably off the map or dead. Oh, yep. Oh, he's dead. He's very, very much dead. And that probably was what triggered the army losses with that leadership dead debuff. Gigantic Nuke gets stuck on a tree classic. As always, a tree can stop everything in Total War. At least in Warhammer, at least. But yeah, the triple Gold Chevron Dreadquake Mortar paid for themselves. At least one of them, I think. Earning back a shit ton of worth. They're nuking all these Ashen troops. Some of them earn back quite a bit, but most of them just get wiped by the enemy artillery. Yeah. None of these Triads, Death Squad, or the Gutter Runners did well, except two of them, I think. These ones grind down a bunch of... I think these ones cut down a bunch of... mobility at the back line. Hobgoblin Raider Spears and Bull Center Renders, I think, maybe? Not quite sure, but yeah. If anything, the most damage that the Chaos Dwarf frontline took was from friendly fire from all the Dreadquake Mortars, I think. And Ashen Sorcerer tried to solo carry. He tried. Oh, wow. It must have been... his ninja stars, it must have been, the Shuriken ninja stars must have been doing a bunch of damage to the Dreadquake Mortars. I didn't really pay attention, but there was a few like damage spikes into the Dreadquake Mortars. I assume those were the Shuriken ninja stars, but that was definitely not enough in the end, as there was still a very healthy Sorcerer Prophet of Metal still hanging around, chilling. And yeah, even the Sneaky Gits did pretty well trading into the rather glass cannony Skaven Ashen troops. Oh wow, what happened to these Hobgoblin Watchers? Earning back so much, 1,200 gold worth of damage value. Must have just been outshooting a bunch of Gutter Runners and stuff. Alright, that is this one. Sorry, I'm gonna be... oh, sorry, give me a second. I might just open the windows and all and try to get some cool air in the room. Right. Yeah, the room is getting really warm, so... And the sun is finally going down, so I can open the windows finally. Cool air, he says, as if it isn't probably hotter outside than inside. Well, it's actually almost 8, so the temperature has gone down a bit. The only problem is bugs do fly in, and I try to keep them out, so I don't like opening windows, but... Well, between suffocating from the heat and just trying to swat bugs away, I'll deal with the bugs later. It feels less urgent. Now, okay, next battle we have, let's do this. High Elves, Beastmen. I'm pretty sure this is the... They might have sent in the wrong replay here, so... Yeah, this is the definitely wrong replay. Let me just delete that. Oh, and we just got a bunch more replay from Flower as well. And Korea, let me just quickly download everything. Give me a second there. Anyways, I'm gonna delete that. Right, let's do the High Elf versus Beastman first. By the way, more replays posted. Yep, I've seen that, and from... Oh, actually... Alright, cool. Right, High Elves versus Beastmen. Sorry, I was just replying to some Discord about the tournament. Now, here comes the High Elves. Ships companies in front, backed up by Storm Riders, Talons of Torquelada, and some Rangers fully upgraded as well, probably trying to either flank or just trade against Beastmen, light troops, backed up by 2 rather tanky monsters. The Oceanids or Oceanids, I don't know which one's the right way. Dragon Princes at the far backs. These are golden Dragon Princes too. So yeah, they are gonna fight with extreme stats. 53 attack and defense. Yeah, they're elite for sure. Also the Fireborn, who is ironically a little... Oh wait, well, they're in the forest terrain, I guess. That's where the that's why they feel less elite. But yeah, still very much elite there. With Gold Chevron, Ilarian Reavers, with Archmage of Shadows leading the army. Malkov's Mystifying Miasma and Occam's Mind Razor. I guess to help out the mobility fight there. On the other side, for the Beastmen, we have a front line of Ungol Spears backed up by Razorgore Hurts and the Sons of Goros, Santagors as well, providing a bunch of mobility and armor piercing, more importantly, to trade against Dragon Princes. Malagor leading the army as per usual there, and an Eye of Morslave. The artillery is coming in handy with all the expensive infantry. We shall see if that is gonna be a working idea or if it's gonna cost the Beastmen, but Eye of Morslave does have that net, the lockdown, Warp Gaze, to pin down one single unit each time, so it might be quite good as a tool against the High Elf mobility. Anyways, Eye of Morslave is moving up now. Just need to chuck some rocks, if anything. But there's too much vegetation, so I don't know if they can get a clean shot. I guess onto these Storm Riders is okay. Let's see if that lands and misses. Clean miss. Not a single HP dropped from the Storm Riders there. Damn. But yeah. The Eye of Morslave will just have to keep chugging rocks out and hope for the best. This time the Storm Rider's not moving, and that is a good shot. Knocking a 1/5 of their HP. And there is nothing the High Elves can do against that. There's no counter artillery, there's no single targeting spells, so yeah, they can only just let the Eye of Morslave chuck rocks. Maybe the Storm Riders get close enough they can start shooting, but he's a very cunning beastman, standing right outside the range of those Storm Riders. and will be retreating once the Storm Riders try to push up. We'll fast forward a bit. Not much happening right now, other than throwing rocks. And oh no! A very good target is the Dragon Princess. Those rocks, it does magic damage to bypassing their physical resistance. Oh, that hurts. Like what? 40% of this Dragon Princess is gone. Yeah, they're down to almost half HP now. 10 models down, and yeah, this is not great. They don't have any healing, so they can't make up for the lost HP. Just from those lost Storm Riders and Dragon Princes, it's already enough to tilt the balance of power, obviously in favor of the Beastmen. Damn, that is rough. Oh, the Unbreakable Tree blocking that shot for the Talons of Torgaleda. But yeah, the High Elves need to push because they can't outshoot these Eye of Morslip. With the Eye of Morslip, just keep chucking rocks at those Dragon Princes, and yeah, the High Elves just need to keep pushing, man. They can't just stand there and just eat the shots. We'll fast forward them. It's warm. I need to speed this one up. I can't keep sitting here. Yeah, Storm Riders keep eating those rocks there, and Dragon Princes needs to get out. Oh, well, they're juking now, so the rocks are less effective. Melkov's Mystifying Miasma also draining down the Razorgore herds, but the stuff that matters, the Senegors, and including these Gurkovs of Wolves Run, even chucking themselves into melee combat. Dragon Princes charging into Razorgore herds, and a summon of Cygor in the back line even. Oh wow, okay, that is... Yeah, they are going all in on the Cygors this time, and the Dragon Princes and Ilarian Reavers are taking extreme damage as the Senegors. Oh wait, there's no Razorgore herds, but yeah, they're taking a lot of damage here. There must have been some Melkovs, have been some Flock of Doom and whatnot, and the Cygor also doing some nasty damage. These 7 models, I assume, are all Dragon Princes. The Occam's Marines will give them a lot more damage, but I don't think that matters. Oh, well, the only hope is maybe they can trap down Malagor and kill him, but with the Cygor nearby, I don't know how good that's gonna... what kind of good that's gonna give. The Cygor still have a lot of time left on battlefield too. Barely getting into the second stage. Still having 30 seconds and a bit more. But yeah, Oceanids and the Oceanids and ships companies are holding the front line fine. At least they're still a very healthy Fireborn, I guess. But the other Dragon Princes took a lot of damage over time from the rocks, I guess. Haven't seen combat at all. At least they got a charge into the Sons of Goros, but the Sons of Goros, with another unit of Senegors nearby, will be able to finish them off. That is, that's going to be a problem. Eyes of Morslip is still chilling at the back there. Eyes of Morslip, for once, doing a good job in battle. Actually making an impact. But yeah, the front line-wise, the Oceanids and quality troops of the High Elves should be able to hold on for a while, and Fireborn is nothing to scoff at as well. At least the High Elves are getting that capture point and getting those tickets, and slowly approaching victory if they can hold on long enough. And if there's one thing that the Oceanids are good at, and that's definitely holding. Occam's Marines are boosting your damage as well alongside the ship's company, but I don't know if that's gonna matter enough here. Maybe the Eye of Morslip. Oh, if Eye of Morslip can chuck some rocks into here, that would be huge. But they do have that additional missile resistance to help out. Oh, more rocks are coming in. This time onto the Fireborn. The Fireborn is being pinned down by the Warp Gazy. They cannot move. So they're sitting ducks in front of those magic armor-piercing missiles. And on top of that, Sons of Goros are coming in. So they can't pivot away and try to deal with the Eye of Morslip. They have to prioritize the Sons of Goros. But that means they're going to eat more damage from the Throwing Rocks and the Flock of Doom. And they're down to less than half health in a few seconds from the charge damage of the armor-piercing magical attacks of Sons of Goros and the Flock of Doom and the Sons of and the Throwing Rocks. Yeah, now the Fireborn might want to pivot and go after the Eye of Morslip. They need to take down the Eye of Morslip somehow. Otherwise, they're just going to get wiped out by the Throwing Rocks there. The Missile Storm Riders and Talons of Torgaleda is still holding on fine, but yeah, the High Elf mobility is just not there anymore. We've seen the ones on the left flank got wiped by a combination of Senegors and Cygor summon, and the ones on the right are weakened early to begin with from the Throwing Rocks, and then Sons of Goros dealt with them with the help of Senegors, and yeah, the front line is kind of holding with the help of Oceanids, but they are good at holding, tanking damage, not dealing damage. So yeah, they don't have the resource to wipe out the rest of these Angora units. There are just too many numbers, and the High Elves are just too weakened at this state to do anything about it. Alright, so yeah, Oceanites and Dragon Princes unfortunately didn't perform much at all. These Dragon Princes do well, taking down some Senegals and whatnot, but the rest of the High Elf army taking too much damage from the Eye of Morslip there, and Flock of Dooms. Yeah, you can see Malagor doing some pretty good job there, and the Senegors trading okay into the Dragon Princes, taking them down with the help of magic and throwing rocks with magic, I guess. And yeah, I guess none of the armies are getting a lot of value because there's still a lot of value resting in the Oceanites and some of the missiles here. But in the end, the High Elves lost all their damage output when the Dragon Princes go down and the Fireborn was so weak. Anti-infantry elves taking forever to get through the infantry of beastmen, who are the butt of every joke lore-wise. Yeah, Rangers are just... They just don't perform well, man. I mean, they get some good value, and one of them earned back their worth, I guess, but... yeah, they just took too long to deal with all these Angora spears. Like, their scattered loose formation doesn't help, because that means less units are in contact with the enemy units. So it takes them just more time to get through enemy units as a result. Alright, let me just reorganize the replay files, because we just got a few more from... Hold on, do I have all these? Alright, cool. Let me just replace these, and yeah. Yeah, because we do have quite a few battles left. We haven't seen this one. We haven't seen any Dark Elves at all. Cool. So... we can delete this, I guess, because we do have a Slaanesh versus Dark Elf sent in, so we can cast that. And then we can delete one. Well, yeah, we can delete that. That is a duplicate as well. Alright, cool. I think that is all the replays we have for today. Let's jump into the Slaanesh versus Dark Elf one, where Slaanesh is playing once again with a very mobile rushy build. A ton of Slangos and the Princes of Perfection, Bringers of Beguilement, and also the Eternal Entourage. Alright, let's slow down here to check out the army builds. The Slaanesh army is going very aggressive mass vanguard once again. House Riders, we've seen Chaos Furies, Slangos, and more House Riders. The Eternal Entourage in here as well. Seekers going a little bit elite with the mobility. Bringers of Beguilement and Princess of Perfection don't have vanguard deployment, so they're sitting further back. Azazel as well, coming in with Phantasmagoria to pin enemy units down, pin mobility down, Acquiescence to debuff enemy speed, and Melee's defense, Demon Blade to make enemies route faster and do more damage boost. On the other side, for the Dark Elves here, going with quite a bit of skirmishing firepower. Multiple Black Arquebuses with handbowls, 2 Scourge Runner Chariots, one of them the Regiment of Renown, Ravagers of Rakarth with their poison missile as well. Doomfire Warlocks, backed up by some Hellebronai and Dread Spears from the flanks. And leading the army is Morathi, supported by Siren of Red Ruin, already blasting down some of the Slangos. So quite a bit of skirmishing firepower on Dark Elf side. Doomfire Warlocks even jumping in for a cheeky charge, but even the Scourge Runners as well, but they took some counter damage in return, and Hell's Riders are nearby, rushing quick into these Doomfire Warlocks. Dark Riders will try to screen them off, pushing them back and allowing the Doomfire Warlocks to retreat, but unfortunately, the damage they took versus the damage they dealt to the Slangors is just not worth it, I don't think. Over here in the front there is Furies diving onto the Ravagers of Rakarth alongside Azazel, trying to take down these skirmishing firepower. They managed to bring down one model, perhaps? Yeah, I think they managed to bring down one model, but unfortunately that whole Fury unit just got sacrificed as a bunch of Doomfire Warlock Doom Bolts are coming in. Oh, there was that friendly fire as they got absolutely wiped by the Eternal Entourage. That is just too elite of a unit for them to tangle with. I mean, they did some good damage in return, but yeah, it's just not... Oh, sorry. I think bugs are coming in, so I'll close the window again. Sorry about that. Yeah, the room cooled down a bit, so it's survivable again. So I'll just close the windows again. Right. Sorry about the interruption, and we're back. Oh, Siren of Ruin is getting caught up by enemy mobility and Slangors pushing in, but the Dark Elf mobility as a whole is kind of crumbling pretty hard, as the Slaanesh troops are rushing aggressively. However, the Slaanesh troops are also paying a heavy price. You can see the Eternal Entourage already gone, and as the Doomfire Warlocks and the Skirmishing Firepower taking a toll onto the Slaanesh troops. However, the Slangors are still holding on strong, and the Bringers of Beguilement, the Princes of Perfection, are coming in to help out, reinforcing the front line there. Pushing up, and every time the Doomfire Warlocks get caught in the fray, they're suffering heavy losses, and same goes for the Dark Riders as well. A pin from the Phantasmagoria, trying to pin down the Siren of the Red Ruin and Morathi, with the Princess of Perfection and the Furies and everything being thrown into the fray, trying to pin down these single entities and take them down, while Azazel eating a lot of damage in the process, as he was forced into a 2v1 almost. Slangors are moving in, and Azazel needs to back the hell out of there. And Slangors continues to drive back enemy Black Ark Corsairs. However, can they catch up? That is a question there, as they're just eating more and more crossbow bolts to the face, with Crossfire coming in from the other side as well, while the Slaanesh mobility are a little bit distracted, trying to take down those Siren of the Red Ruin and Morathi herself, while Azazel is not in a good shape to go into any fights whatsoever. Bringers of Beguilement coming back to the to try and deal with these single entity and mobility threats, but at the same time, the Black Ark Corsairs are uncontested. I mean, they're kind of being contested, being pushed back, but they are pretty much safe from all these Slangors who are being bit by bit led to their death there, just kind of dragged down onto a wild goose chase with crossbow bolts flying in their faces. Azazel down to very low in terms of health, lost 3 leadership, a little bit more. If he takes another hit, he's just gonna crumble, unfortunately. But yeah, he's barely holding on with this flank secure leadership buff. Barely hang on in there, and maybe he can come back, maybe not. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Ooh, Morathi somehow getting dragged down by Chaos Furies for some reason. I don't see anything else that can threaten her. So yeah, I suppose it's the Chaos Furies. But yeah, the Doombolt and Ruin of Caridon bombardment from Morathi and the Doomfire Warlocks really took a toll in the early game on the Slaaneshi army there. And Bringers of Beguilement still very healthy, but what can they do to deal with all these crossbow bolts ready to come in and just shoot them down? I have no idea, but we shall see what happens. We're going to fast forward a little bit as the Hellebronna get wiped by the Bringers of Beguilement. A little charge from the Hellstriders. Whittle down the Scourge Runners a bit, but not enough to make a difference. More shots coming in. A torrent of crossbow bolts from those handball Corsairs, and a laser eye shot from the Siren of Red Ruin. And a follow-up charge with those Scourge Runner chariots. That was enough to put every Slaaneshi troops into army losses. Victory belongs to the Dark Elves. Very interesting use of the mobility. Oh, it is a very interesting kite army. Crossbow bolts, Doomfire Warlock Doombolts, and Scourge Runner chariots, plus Siren of the Red Ruin. While the Slaaneshi, they were determined to do a aggressive rush, but unfortunately can't really catch up to the Dark Elves, as they slow them down with the Dread Spears and the mobility cycle charging in and whittling them down with either Skirmishing Fire or the Doombolt bombardment. And yeah, Slangor simply cannot catch up to their targets, being shot to bits as they try to give chase, and got worn down by just an abundance of crossbow bolts. Fury is one of them, did really well. I guess this is the one to surround the Morathi, but yeah, the rest of the Slaaneshi army didn't quite manage to earn back their worth. Not even Azazel getting smacked pretty hard by Morathi and the Siren of the Red Ruin combined. Morathi getting a lot of good damage with the One of Caridon and the Soul Stealer, I guess. And yeah, and also got into a good duel against Azazel, I think. Siren of the Red Ruin also got some really good damage alongside those Ravagers of Recurve and Scourge Runners. Mobility didn't do as much, but they did their job. Held back the enemy advance, held back the enemy rush, buying time for the missiles to do what they need to. And yeah, you can see the Black Oak Corsair is still very much ready to fight all the way into the late game. Alright, we've seen this one, Slaaneshi versus Beastmen. We've seen the Slaaneshi battle earlier. So let's do... Okay, actually it's just Dark Elves and Slaanesh battles now. So yeah, we will... Yeah, we will be alternating the cast, I guess. Right. Let's do Slaanesh versus Beastmen first. Where we are seeing... two very mobile army and Slangor on Slangor action. So one side brought 3 and the other side only brought 2. Shit. I think the Grinch brought too many regiments of renown. We have a limit of only 3 regiments of renown available in the battle. Because if we don't set a limit for regiments of renown, everyone is just going to bring as many regiments of renown as they can, because regiments of renown are usually just a more cost-efficient, like basically fully upgraded units, but with additional stuff, so making them even better value. So yeah, on one side we have the Beastmen here coming in with Slangors and Korngors, Destroyers of Drakewald, and Brave Shaman of Death, backed up by Sandagors, more Sandagors, some Butchers of Kalgengard, and Sandagors, and Gurkhas of Wolf's Run. Always find that name a tongue twister. There, leading the army is Torox the Brassbull himself, coming in with Brass Body for tankiness and Slaughter's Core for attack buffs. And caster, any caster? Okay, yeah, Death caster, Brave Shaman of Death, forgot about that. Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna are very good against cavalry there, with the Fate of Buna straight up deleting them, and great in this format because you're deleting even more value. For the other side, the Slaaneshi army with Slangors in the front, with some Hellstriders on the flanks with Furies as well. We're also seeing a Seekers of Slaanesh and Chaos Knights of Slaanesh at the back there. Eternal Entourage, Bringers of Beguilement, leading the army is an Exalted Keeper of Slaanesh with Slaaneshi Magic, Phantasmagoria, Acquiescence, and Seductive Glory. So a lot of control abilities. We shall see if that's going to work here, as the Slaaneshi army is definitely just rushing at this point. There's no point in holding back, just trying to get into combat ASAP, while Torox the Brassbull, seeing nothing really is threatening him right now, might try to get a cheeky charge into something, get some free value. Now, we shall see here. Torox the Brassbull going in for a charge, or didn't really get a charge and just got a movement order instead. Weird. But yeah, he should be able to get some decent battle going on while the Slangors on Slangor action has begun. But once a Slangor has the help of Butchers of Kalgengard, the other does not. So yep, you can see the Slaaneshi Slangor is going down pretty poorly for them. While over here, Korngors are getting crumped by a combination of mobility charging and also an Exalted Keep of Secrets in the vicinity. Slangors over here will have to face the wrath of Torox the Brassbull himself, and more Slangors saturating in, so the Chaos Knights are quickly bailing out of there. However, Slaaneshi army is making a lot of good progress on the flanks there, as the Beastmen are taking more and more losses. You can see the Slangors are making some good work onto the Sandagors with the help of Hellstriders and Seekers, but the Destroyers of Drakewald are holding on in the forest. And yeah, just kind of pinning the enemies down. Oh, it looks like a deadly cast of Fate of Buna, deleting the Eternal Entourage, while the Exalted Keeper of Secrets nuking that poor Bloodbrute Behemoth with the help of Eternal Entourage. But the Eternal Entourage is gone, so it is down to just the Exalted Keeper of Secrets and the Bloodbrute Behemoth. The Bloodbrute Behemoth can heal in combat, while the Exalted Keeper of Secrets cannot. Unless they were against some low leadership units like these Senegals earlier. So maybe he got some HP left, but that does not matter here, as the Bloodbrute Behemoth is closing it. Bringers of Beguilement is trying to bring things back into the Slaaneshi favor, but there's also the Butchers of Kalgengard here. Some very elite forces threatening to just gang up on that poor Slaaneshi leadership. Over here, there's a lot of Slaaneshi units being tied down by Torox himself. They're direly needed on the other side, as as the Exalted Keep of Secrets is getting lower and lower in health. But at least the Seekers of Slaanesh are in, and the Bringers of Beguilement and Hellstriders are providing a little bit of respite for the Exalted Keep of Secrets. And also these Shattered Corngores are giving this Exalted Keep of Secrets the health they need to stay in the fight. But Furies, noticing the plight of their lord, will be flying over. Perhaps... No? Not helping? Just flying over. Alright, yeah, they're jumping in, provide some more bodies to flock onto these Butchers of Kelkengard, dropping their leadership just enough for that Exalted Keeper of Secrets heal to continue to block the feasting on fear, to continue proccing and giving that Exalted Keeper of Secrets the health they need to stay alive. Bloodbrood Behemoth, though, still fighting on strong, still healing in with the Gore Feast. And, yeah. The Butchers of Kelkengard are routed. But the Exalted Keep of Secrets will be able to keep healing around them. But here comes the Bloodbrood Behemoth. Can he land a hit? Nope. Just bugging out. Staring down at his target, at his quarry. But not delivering a single hit. Damn it. Damn it, CA. Just watching that Exalted Keeper of Secrets go. Even a single hit would have put the Exalted Keeper of Secrets into routing territory. But no, alas, that is not happening. While Tauros the Brassbull is still stuck on the other side in Slangos. And unfortunately, the Bloodbrood Behemoth routed. That fucking Keeper would have won that duel handedly. That's the one thing it's good for. But he ran, so now it's much closer. I guess both sides are kind of being hamstrung in one way or the other. Because, damn, if the Bloodbrood Behemoth landed that one hit, the Exalted Keepers of Secret might just have been crumbled away. But right now, no, it is just Tauros the Brassbull left on the battlefield now. No hope for the Beastmen at all at this point. As the Keeper just kind of healing on Beastmen troops, routed Beastmen troops, while Tauros the Brassbull is just kind of stuck and unable to go anywhere, losing out in the end. And yeah, great value from the Keeper of Secrets and some of the mobility as well. These Chaos Furies got some really good value. Not sure what they were even up to. And the Bringers of Beguilement, as always, a very solid unit in general. Slangors traded well into Slangors. While the Senegors didn't do too much there, getting outclassed by enemy mobility. Enemy mobility have bonus versus large. The Hellstriders have bonus versus large. They do not, so that is where they fell short. Corngores also suffered quite a bit, and Tauros the Brassbull just got stuck in enemy melee units for a long time, so he was not able to go anywhere, unfortunately. Was just frustrating because the Keepers are otherwise such a letdown. Though it has Slaanesh win, and again not wanting to lose Lord Caster, so GG. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, Keepers, I think Keepers are pretty okay in a lot of matchups, because they can heal. They have access to heal on routed units or low leadership units. So that gives them more sustainability over something like Ankari. And they have the rampaging effect. So they can lock down enemies in more ways than one. Like they have the Phantasmagoria, they have Pavane, they have the rampaging ability. So yeah, they have a lot of good control abilities, which makes them a bit more versatile than some other lords of Slaanesh. So yeah, I still think Keepers are fine. It's just like all the other Slaanesh army troops, they need a bit of finesse to actually work. Otherwise, they just kind of suck most of the time. All right, give me a second. I need to quickly grab some water. I drank through like a liter and a half water throughout the stream. It's just too hot here. So I'm just gonna quickly get some water, grab a snack, and I'll be back to cast the rest of the 4 battles. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for the wait. The weather has been brutal, especially with the PC constantly generating heat in the room. So yeah, I've just been drinking a lot with the heat. Alright, next up, we have a Chaos Dwarf. Let's do a Dark Elf game. Because we just cast a Slaanesh one. Alright. We are seeing artillery battles between Dark Elves and Chaos Dwarfs, because technically you can consider the Bloodwreck Medusas artillery. Living artillery, sure, but artillery nonetheless. Alright, Dark Elves. Flower here coming in with a line of Dark Shards in front, trying to get a shot in before their melee troops walking out from behind, I guess. We are seeing the Knights of the Ebon Claw as well. Dread Knights, quite elite unit, and also Regiment of Renown. I'm not quite sure what... Oh, I think they have Murderous Mastery instead of Murderous Prowess, like the other, your usual Code 1 Cavalry. This is where they are a bit more elite, but otherwise they are pretty much just a Dread Knight. So nothing too insane about them, I don't think. Making sure my mic is on. Yep, that's fine. Right. We have a Bleak Swords at the second line there with some skirmishing firepower, including Siren of Red Ruin and Ravagers of Rakarth. High Beast Master leading the army with Tormentor Sword. You don't see him often, but when he comes in, he's always with Tormentor Sword, because that is the only worthwhile ticking ability or item on this guy, to provide that AoE lockdown around him. And spell support. Where is the spell support? Wait, where's the spell support? No spell support? Okay, no, wait, hold on. I was missing her. Sorceress of Shadows with Malkovs and Pit of Shades. A lot of damage. Really good into this matchup meta, because everything is just so expensive. We're once again on Chaos Dwarf side seeing Immortals and Infernal Iron Sworn as the wall of this little box. As Infernal Fireglaves are holding at the are in the second line alongside a core of a Deathshrieker rocket launcher. So quite a bit of missiles protected by Bulls and Surrenders and a bunch of Goblin Laborers around this missile core. Now, opening up with a shot from the Deathshrieker rocket launcher. Oh, forgot about that. Sorcerer Prophet of Metal flying ahead, but at the same time making himself a very obvious target for all these Scourge Runner chariots, including the High Beast Master to shoot at. And Siren of the Red Ruin getting a little too close as well, being outranged by the Infernal Iron Sworn Fireglaves. And yeah, the Siren of... Oh, sorry, Infernal God Fireglaves pushing up. She had to pull back and juke around. But yeah, overall, there's a bit of missile trade on both sides. It seems like the Chaos Dwarf might be ahead, getting a really nice volley onto the Dark Shards with that Deathshrieker rocket launcher. Oh, and a breath attack. Oh god, the Dark Shards got... half of them got wiped. Yeah, that is a lot of AoE damage on some expensive units too. But yeah, Dark Shards are firing back, but that doesn't really matter, unfortunately. I think there was a Malkovs earlier. Oh, once again we're seeing Metal Magic. The Searing Doom is just coming in really handy. Collateral damage aimed at the Dark Shards, but hit the Bleak Swords as the Dark Shards are running into the Bleak Swords. And Pit of Shades here, trying to threaten down the Infernal Gods, but I would say half of the unit managed to move out of the way, but they still taking a lot of damage. And more importantly, they weren't able to keep firing once they are getting disrupted by the spell. So the Dark Shards are able to return fire and wipe that outer unit. There are still quite a few Dark Shards nearby. I guess that's why they brought 5 of them in total. It takes time to go through them one by one. So the Fireglaves are getting whittled down. The Chaos Dwarfs have to push up as they try to shut down those Dark Shards here. And a final transmutation overcast version hitting that High Beast Master and draining down everything nearby, especially the Ravagers of Rakarth. That will be really useful, but yeah. Overall, looks like the mobility are coming in from the Dark Elf side as well, wrapping around, threatening the flanks, and right now the Chaos Dwarfs simply do not have the assets to protect the Deathshrieker rocket launcher. as the Iron Sworn are all stuck in combat in the front line now. Bullseye and Render with great weapons should be able to deal with these Koan Knights, but there's still another unit of Knights of the Ebon Claw, but at least they're stuck on Immortals. They need to walk around. And the Deathshaker continues to fire away right now. However, Dark Shards are in range, and they're now aiming down the Deathshaker rocket launcher, which is definitely not a tanky unit at all. And the Scourge Rider Chariots are charging in, trying to disrupt this enemy artillery. It's a battle of war machines, a demonic one and just a wood and dinosaur one. And yeah, Dark Shards jumping in. Oh, sorry. Demon Smith jumping in and trying to shut down the Siren of the Red Ruin. The Siren of the Red Ruin definitely did not enjoy that fight, but well, she's not that bad of a melee combatant with bonus versus large either, so she can hold on. And more importantly, the Bullseye and Render is trying to dispatch the Koan Knights, but was right in front of this arc of firing from these Dark Shards here. Getting the damage boost from the Murderous prowess, getting extra missile strength, absolutely mopping the floor with these Bleak Swords, turning them into Swiss cheese. And yeah, no more Bullseye and Renders, leaving only pretty much just a Sorcerer Prophet of Metal on the field. And even him got subjected to the brutal firepower of these Dark Shards and get absolutely sniped out. Deathshaker rocket launchers theoretically is nice as an anti-infantry tool, but in practice it just takes too long to reload. 20 fucking seconds. It takes forever. And that is enough for the Dark Shards to shoot like 2-3 rounds of crossbow bolts. So yeah, I don't recommend Deathshaker rocket launchers. If they got more time, they can probably wipe those Dark Shards, but there are too many Dark Shards and too few units to slow down the push of the Dark Elves there. The Laborers got routed pretty much immediately by anything, and yeah, after that there's not much to stop them from pushing, not much to stop the Dark Elves from pushing on and keep wiping these poor Inferno Guards and whatnot. The Iron Sworn Immortals, they can hold on for long, but unfortunately, in front of just so many armor-piercing missiles, they're just sitting ducks to the devastating firepower. Especially, there are a pit of shades coming in from the sorcerers of Dark Elves, and yeah, even the Ravagers and Sirens of the Red Ruin did some really good value. Oh, even the High Beastmaster too. Just chipping things down with the anti-large armor-piercing shots and also the harpoon shots, and also just running down infantry. Quan used to have more projectile than Slanesh. They might still do, actually. Do they? Actually, they don't. You're right. They have roughly the same missiles, I think. Slanesh have the crossbows from repeater crossbows from the Disciples and javelins. Khorne have throwing axes and skull cannons. I guess technically, if you count breath attacks, Khorne also have that, but only on one single unit, on two units. Yeah, doesn't really count. All right, next up we have let's do another Slaneshi battle then. Cast that? Yeah, let's do another Slaneshi battle, this time against the Chaos Dwarves with a level 9, a triple gold chevron Kadai Destroyer, and 2 Kadai Firebones as well. This is a very narrow, very elite, a very tight army. Yes, there are 4 Goblin Laborers, but you do need some numbers anyway. And an Orc Labor, all triple gold chevron. We have another Chaos Dwarf Warrior and the Blazing Beards of Bazarek, plus the Immortals. So quite a tight, quite a narrow army. A box of elite infantry and some chaff and a core of monsters. There's also the Fireglaves to counter shoot enemy units, but that is, I guess, more against something like a Marauder Horseman. Leading the army is the Sorcerer Prophet of Metal once again for Searing Dooms and Final Transmutation with the Withering and Enfeebling Foe bound to the Lamasu. I guess they want to bring a Lamasu in for that Silence Aura to lock down, to deny the enemy caster from using abilities and whatnot. But we shall see if that works here, because you don't really want to get close to Azazel as a caster on a Lamasu. He's a very deadly anti-large fighter after all. But yeah, we shall see if this monster blob is gonna work. As the other side going for a widespread army of aggressive rush. Demonids of Slaanesh, one of them the bringers of beguilement, the exalted demonids. And a bunch of seekers as well, pleasure seekers, so a lot of elite Slaanesh army. And wait, the pleasure seekers, are they a mortal unit? They are a demonic unit, so it's a full demon army, including Azazel himself, and also some Chaos Furies in disguise. So yeah, we'll see if this is gonna work here. This is a very expensive and fragile army of demonic units. The Immortals will be able to mop the floor with all these demonids. So yeah, it is gonna be risky. Azazel getting too close to Fireglaves, getting absolutely shredded from afar. Furies need to come in here and try and pin down the Fireglaves, perhaps. While I missed the House Riders. I guess they are non-demonic units then. House Riders coming in, but they run into the Blazing Beards and Immortals. That is not great for them at all. They're gonna start taking attrition damage, as the Kadai Fireborn will be countercharging into the fray. And Pleasure Seekers, though, seeing the soft backline of the Chaos Dwarfs, slam straight through the Goblin Laborers and will be pushing into the Chaos Dwarf backline here. Demonids with the mobility, with Hell's Riders and Seekers disrupting, with the Hell's Riders disrupting the Blazing Beards, they were not able to throw the explosive charges into the Demonids. So the Demonids were able to make contact in melee and start duking them, cutting them down with their armor-piercing attacks. Furies as well, rear charging. Yes, that's why I play SFO. Venomous sits down after every DLC and rebonds his units. CA never did that in 10 plus years. Yeah, especially in Warhammer 3, seems like CA is putting even less effort into rebalancing units. We saw like many patches where CA did very minimal changes to the multiplayer stats, so for the base stats of units. So yeah, I think CA just probably doesn't have the either doesn't have the capacity of the intention to rebalance troops as often, which unfortunately makes the meta a bit stale, but it is what it is. The CA also did a bunch of layoffs because hyenas back then, so I assume they have a smaller team to work with as well. So there's that. Pleasure Seekers wiped out the Goblin backline just fine, and though the Slaanesh front line, all these Demonids and Fragile Seekers are not doing too well here. They are, they're Glass Canny, and Hell's Rider is also running low in health, as the monsters are holding just fine alongside the elites of Chaos Dwarf. They do have very solid melee stats, and the Kadai Destroyer still very much healthy. Pit of Searing Doom wiping out Demonids with the magic damage. Very cost-efficient blob clearing spells. Eternal Entourage and Bringers of Beguilement are pushing the right flank alongside the Pleasure Seekers, but this is going to be rough, as the Immortals do have that magic damage to cut through all these demonic units. And yeah, Kadai Fireborns are down. They got overwhelmed by the enemy armor-piercing elites, but Kadai Destroyer is still holding on just fine with elite infantry support as well. And the Immortals are just chilling in there. 2,100 gold worth of damage value, and then still climbing as they duke it out with the Bringers of Beguilement and Eternal Entourage. Azazel getting extremely low in health. Unlike the Chaos Dwarf caster, he does not have access to any healing, while the Sorcerer Prophet of Metal can heal as enemy cast spells. Yep, Azazel is pretty much alone here, as the Bringers of Beguilement, as the Eternal Entourage are forced to pull out of there and avoid that Searing Doom. Once again, the Eternal Entourage charges in. Bringers of Beguilement is still fighting a good fight, but they're running low in health. Army losses is fast approaching for the Slaanesh, as the Sorcerer, as the Eternal Entourage took a big hit, a big sweeping hit from the Kadai Destroyer, and they goes down as well. Bring victory to the demonic Kadais of Chaos Dwarfs. The monster build, the slash construct block build held out with the super elite infantry. Yes, they took a lot of losses, but they held on long enough to make this work. Especially the Kadai Destroyer, man. And the Immortals, as always, a very solid unit, especially when everyone is elite, and they seems to be the best elite in the vicinity here, and getting some absolute value. Good stuff. Great value coming in from the Eternal Entourage, and the Pleasure Seeker is trying to break through the back line, but they just can't break the Immortals or the Kadai Destroyer. And Azazel just didn't do much good damage this time, unfortunately. Yeah, was duking out against the Kadai Firebomb, but there were too many infantry support distracting him away from his target. Well, I don't think middle managers are necessarily the biggest one to blame in terms of CA here. The reason why is because a big problem they had during the whole fiasco of Warhammer 3 is the hyenas. And that was $1 million money sink that got cancelled. Like after public beta and between public beta and release. That, like, the reason, like, a whole game like that happened would not have been. Oh, I hope CA doesn't see it as or anything. But like, yeah, because that is not going to put me in a good light with CA. But anyways, that whole project happened is not something that would happen just because of middle manager. It's the upper leadership thought about, oh, we saw character shooter and we want to chase that trend. We're gonna make it. It's an upper level decision, man. It's a multi-million dollar investment that takes away a lot of resources, and it's something like, if we don't have that whole fiasco and just use all the resources and investment, dump them into Warhammer 3, give them extra devs and whatnot, Warhammer 3 would have been in a solid spot. I mean, unless they fuck it up some other way, but like if they have more focus onto the Warhammer 3 project, the game would have been in a much better place, and like they could have had more effort, like they have more resources pulled onto it. But well, that didn't happen. And not only did the hyenas took away resources and focus that could have been on Warhammer 3, that project failing means CA had to shrink their team. And that took away people that are on the Warhammer 3 team, I think. Or like we saw that the trailer team didn't do things as amazingly as before, and like the whole Omens of Destruction was unfortunately was a very tight what seems to be done on a very tight deadline and all that. So like they don't even have a proper trailer, just a bunch of editing from in-game footage, for in-engine footage and stuff. It's just yeah. So like we saw like a bunch of restructuring within like the company as well, but right now seems like CA is making their way back with Warhammer 40k. I'm looking forward to the game because it looks very promising. Like if you saw the game showcase trailers and saw the CA's showcase with the Warhammer 40k stuff, you can see the scale of things and how the terrain would interact with damage, how artillery strikes can create like craters and rubble for units to like take cover in. That is all very cool stuff, and we saw like big war machines walking through the map and curb stomping poor infantry. Those are all some very cool stuff that makes the game looking quite promising, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to it. I want to play it. And yeah, I'll be there to play it for sure. Probably day one, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, there's also Dawn of War 4 coming up, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out for Warhammer as a franchise, and including for CA as well. We had more news about Medieval 3. I haven't really paid attention to that one, but I will probably buy the game and play that as well. So yeah, I don't know. All these stat changes would take at most a working day less, to be honest, from one guy, than someone somewhere would just say yes to it, but nobody does. The thing is, these stat changes in terms of, like, it, unless there is a dedicated person working on stats, it's taking away a lot of, like, resources from the devs. Like, it takes dev time and manpower that they could have done something else, but these stat changes, I think, in terms of CA's opinion, doesn't impact the game enough to, doesn't bring the game or bring the company enough positive effects for them to, like, warrant this change, to warrant the effort, to investment, because you're not only spending a day fiddling with numbers, you're looking at 20 plus units every roster across 25 rosters. That is hundreds of units. And you need to figure out what to work on, what not to work on, and you need one who is very familiar with how the units work. And honestly, I don't think CA plays their game that much to know about the multiplayer side of things or know how the units interact. So I don't think they're good enough to know everything on a whim. Abandoning Total Warhammer 3 and making the mistake of overextending again. I don't think they're overextending on this. I don't think they're overextending on this one. They need to, like, it's Total War Warhammer 40k is something that has a lot of potential and very much in demand from, like, the Warhammer crew, not only from, like, from Games Workshop, but also Warhammer fans in general. So I don't think that is a problem at all. It's just on how they approach. How, like, we'll decide. We can comment on it after the game comes out, but before that, I think it's better to just reserve our opinion. But yeah, unit stats, like, it doesn't, like, not, like, it doesn't impact the game much, because what players, especially the majority of players who play single player campaign, doesn't really care about unit stats unless the unit stats fucks with their campaign, which is unit stat nerfs. Like, there was still a bunch of complaints about, like, how the Ancient Salamander, there was a bunch of complaints when Ancient Salamander got nerfed or some shit. So yeah, so, like, CA, if they fiddle around with the stats, not only do they not get positive changes, they might get negative criticisms that they don't really want. So I mean, I understand why they don't want to bother around with the stats too much, because it doesn't boost sales, it just helps with the current player retention. But then again, it doesn't bring sales. So why not just put the resource elsewhere? Try to work on the new content, get it out a day earlier or two, or meet the deadline. That would have worked better. That would have be more cost efficient to get back the value and all that, for their resources spent. But yeah, like, I mean, Warhammer 3 had its problems. Yes, the Shadows of Change, but I think they are trying to, I think CA is trying to bring, trying to go through a redemption arc at this point. And I mean, we've seen positive changes with a lot of stuff. So, like, the domination problem at the start of the whole game got fixed with Conquest Mode. Their pricing policy got changed into, like, after Shadows of Change. And yeah, they're working on active projects, and, like, they're exciting stuff coming back. So I think that it's still fine. I think we can still believe in CA for now. Yeah. You fear you're gonna say the same thing about 40k for years. We shall see, but I don't want to be too pessimistic about this, and I'm just gonna hold my opinion until, like, the game comes out. Anyways, enough about ranting on corporate policies and all that. Let's finish our casting today. Let's save this for the end. We've seen that. Have we seen that? No, we've seen that because we saw the Immortals cutting through all those Seekers. Alright, High Elves versus Dark Elves. Grudge match. Let's go. And, yep. Oof. A little more water. Fuck, this is hot. Alright, last 2 games, guys. We can make it. Or, I mean, I can make this. I can make it. Almost there. Man, I'm sweating my, everything out. I'm just sitting in a sauna right now because the PC's generating heat. The heat retained from earlier of the day is still there. I don't have the best ventilation because it's a UK house. Fuck, man. But yeah. Alright, let's go into the unit army builds here. We are seeing another skirmishy army from... Shit, I forgot what was the... Who's the Dark Elf player? Is Flower, I think? Let me just find a tab. Yeah, Flower. Alright, Flower once again going with a skirmishy contingent there. Double Scourge Runners. Siren of the Red Ruin, Marathi leading an army, Knights of the Ebon Claw, front line of Bleak Swords and Wondrous Spear, backed up by 2 expensive Colon Knights who are decked to the triple gold chevrons. 1 more Doomfly Warlock, the Slanashai Harvesters, sitting in the forest there, hidden away, ready to ambush the... Oh, that's a lot of water elementals, the High Elves. The High Elves going with a very thematic, well, not so thematic with Eltharion there, but yeah. A lot of DLC units, 3 Oceanites and 1 Sea Elemental, a very tanky core of monster, surrounded by ship's company and 1 Spearman. And this guys, we haven't seen these in a while. The Lothan Sky, why is it the bolt thrower variant? It's not worth it. Alright, Lothan Skycutters, bolt throwers. They suck. Bolt throwers suck. Why do you put it on top of a more expensive flying platform? Don't do that. Bolt throwers are not worth it. Alright, both throwers are there. At least they have the range and precision to counterfire Scourge Runner and Chariots, I guess, and making some work done. Eltharion the Grim launching the Soul Quench against the Scourge Runner Chariots, and yeah, probably we got some damage done. And yeah, took a chunk off of them, but the Scourge Runners are still fighting and are now poking away at the Sea Elemental. Another shot from the another volley from the Skycutter bolt throwers, really wearing down the Scourge Runners. They were trying to juke it, but that was not enough, I don't think. Ooh, some damage from the damage from the Sirens of the Red Ruin. There's nothing to counterfire the Siren right now because the bolt throwers are too busy counterfiring the Scourge Runner Chariots. So the infantry, the ship's companies, are free for their picking. Slanashai Harvesters have to pull away from there, but I think they got caught a bit, and will be taking some free damage from the Oceanites who are failing to really kill off these Slanashai Harvester. Anyways, the Dark Elves are trying to push here, as Eltharion tries to jump on the Siren and take her down, but he himself getting jumped on by these elite Knights of the Ebon Claw. Oh, here comes the Mistwalker Barrage. That is a brutal damage shot. Just blasting away the Knights of the Ebon Claw. Yes, he is taking a lot of damage from the elite units, but at the same time, he himself is doing a lot of damage in return. Probably worth the trade, and more Oceanids are coming in. There are no infantry nearby to provide the support, but the monsters might be helpful here. And yeah, the Knights of the Ebon Claw getting absolutely plastered in the face by a little bit of by another Mistwalker Barrage. Oh no, the Cohen Cavalry, they are so screwed in here. Soul Stealer is in effect from Marathi, draining down the units, and oh shit, I didn't even pay attention. Oh, there are so many unit banners in here. Eltharion the Grim got routed, and I couldn't really see his HP bar because of so much stuff going on, but he will be flying back into the sky, but Marathi is close behind, just chasing him down, and she will not let go of her, I don't think. Yeah, she will not let go of Eltharion. So Eltharion is good as dead at this point. Although the Oceanids are still holding the line here. Grinding down infantry, but the ship's companies are not doing too hot. As they're just getting overwhelmed by Soul Stealer, the enemy cavalry. Although the Bleak Swords are mostly done for. But Eltharion is not coming back at all. Don't think his spells are saving him this time. Eltharion is good now until they randomly decided to nerf his ability again. If anything, I think his Mistwalker's Barrage is too good. They need to find a balance between too much damage and too little damage. They need to find a middle point. Shit, I forgot the... Yeah, anyways, I forgot a fairy tale, but a Goldilocks. They need to find a Goldilocks point for that. The just right point. Because right now, I feel like Mistwalker's Barrage is too good. Because, like, how would you just nuke half a unit with a half to 1 minute constant, no cost at all, other than a little bit of gold ability? Like, you don't even need to pay attention to, like, activate it. It just works. No, it's too good. Anyways, the Oceanids are completely surrounded now, as they're surrounded by Bleak Swords and Dread Spears. And also some magic attack cavalry, the Slanshire Harvester, who can bypass their physical resistance. And, yeah, wiping them down. And, Skycutters, Loven Skycutters, did some good counterfire against the Scourge Runners, but overall, it's just not worth it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just get the regular Skycutters. Don't get the bolt throwers. Anyways, yeah, Oceanids are, they can tank, but they can't do damage. So, yeah, they just get grind down. Even the Siren of the Red Ruin didn't bother with missiles, just goes in with the melee attacks. Anti-large, by the way, and just chop them up to pieces, or back into water. Yeah, Oceanids did alright. They did some pretty decent damage with the Gold Chevron. Managed to grind down a bunch of infantry. I think they have bonus versus infantry after all, but that is not going to be enough here. Eltharion got some good damage, but with all that Mistwalker's Barrage, but yeah, he got sniped pretty hard there by the Knights of the Ebon Claw and the Siren of the Red Ruin. The Siren of the Red Ruin is not to be underestimated as a melee combatant. Medusas are anti-large combatants with armor piercing, so if you get caught in a melee with them as a monster or a large target, it might be a problem, especially when they have support from friendly cavalry. And the friendly cavalry in this case is super elite, and Morathi as well jumping into combat with anti-large armor piercing, getting some really solid stuff. And Scourge Runner Chariot is also getting some good value overall. Wait, Skycut is gonna? I didn't even really pay attention because I didn't even play much Skycutter. Damn. When I play an Eltharion campaign last time, 90% of the time when it activated, it did nothing. I think it has to be activated around like elite units to make it worth, but other than that, like it's just very concentrated damage. So the more HP a unit model has, the more damage it takes. While if you have a dirt cheap unit with like 10 HP per model and you deal like 100 damage per bombardment to him, like all that extra damage is gonna overflow and get lost because there's nothing else taking him damage. Anyways, one last battle here, final battle, and I can say goodbye to the Sauna here. Skavens versus Dark Elves, and it is a melee rush army on both sides. Not really. Oh well, actually, hold on. The Dark Elves is a bit kitey, but they do have Kraken Lord, Loki Felhad in the roster. So yeah, it's gonna be a quite rushy one. All right, let's slow down a bit. We are looking at two very close armies actually. Let's pause it because they're gonna approach each other at no time. Right. For the army builds here, we have the Skavens here with a line of red ogres in front, and that's a lot of modern monsters. As we do have a chieftain on a Skull Crusher, an elite version of Red Ogre, and also a Pack Master himself coming in with Remoter, I think. It has to have Remoter. Running with the pack, sorry. A passive heal for Motor Monsters. And a lot of more. That's a lot of Motor Monsters. Just two Skaven slaves on the flanks. Everything else is just Motor Monsters. Red Ogres and a freaking Wolf Rats with poison. There's no infantry needed in the middle, right? Just Motor Monsters and two Hamster Wheels. At least these are
Oh yeah, that's a lot of hamster wheels. Dwarfing Menace, the regiment of renowned Doom Flayers. Leading the army is a kick claw supported by Wheels of Doom. So 2 hamster wheels to roll through those Dark Elf troops, and yeah, a lot of modern monsters. Yeah, of course, a Kick Claw coming in with Brass Orb, the Unlimited Power, Storm Demon, Warp Lightning, and Death Frenzy to make the most monsters even better in combat. On the other side, for the Dark Elves, the front line of Bleak Swords backed up by Bolt Fiends and Black Arquebusiers. Further back, Knights of Ebon Claw, Dark Riders, and Dark Riders only for the rest of the mobility. They went for a pretty expensive lord after a Loki Feha, not on foot, but on a Black Dragon. I forgot the name of the Black Dragon, but yeah, 2 expensive monsters, including the Chill of Sontar as well. And yeah, some fire, like pretty balanced army, some mobility, front line, missiles, and some monsters with Sorcerers of Fire ready to go with some Burning Hand and stuff. Breath attack from the Chill of Sontar, just slightly frostbiting these wolf rats. Nothing too crazy, while Loki jumps in, trying to duel that Packmaster, but a chieftain comes in, Red Ogre saturates into the fray. Loki is powerful as a duelist, as he has to pull out of there for now. Red Ogre is trying to crump these Bleak Swords, but there are just too many Dark Elf units nearby, whereas the Dark Riders are coming in and try to reinforce, adding more bodies to afraid Knights of the Ebon Claw as well, reinforcing the front line, while the Skaven Slaves are quickly terrified. Wait, what the fuck terrified you even? Wait, what? You're so far away from freaking Loki Felhad. Why are you getting hit by terror? Alright, that doesn't matter. Yeah, they're terrified nonetheless, and yeah. At least on the other side, the Skavens are pushing through with the combination of Wolverines, Poison, Red Ogres, and Skaven Slaves. This is a crazy build for sure. A lot of back and forth there as Knights of Ebon Claw getting worn down by a shitload of Red Ogres. And these Red Ogres are pushing through the Bleak Swords as well, manage to drive back the enemy units. And Dark Riders taking a lot of damage in the vicinity. In the process, let's slow down a bit. There were some Brass Orbs bombing those missiles earlier, as we saw, but right now Skavens are obtaining the upper hand here, as the Bleak Swords are suffering heavy losses at the hands of the Red Ogre Rush. Don't even need infantry to help them, just getting pummeled, just pummeling those Bleak Swords on the charge. And Knights of the Ebon Claw dealing with too many motor monsters and characters in the vicinity. They got pushed back pretty badly. Now, the double hamster wheels are going after the skirmishers, knowing that they can't really duel Loki Felhad. Just trying to get as much damage done as possible, maybe send a couple characters over to help out. I don't know. This actually might be illegal, this build, because we are seeing, okay, you can bring 3 rare single entities here. We have the Wheels of Doom, the double hamster wheel, a chieftain on a Bone Crusher, and a Packmaster. That's 4 monsters, single entity monsters less big constructs. So this might be an illegal build, but their opponent didn't raise any objection to it, so we wouldn't act up on this infringement. It is a casual 20 after all, no money on the line or anything. Anyways, a Kick Claw can't escape from the grasp of Loki Felhad, and the 2 other monster characters are coming in to help, but a Kick Claw getting absolutely dumpstered by Loki Felhad, a dreaded duelist boosting up his stats, but alas, the second hamster will block his push, so he wasn't able to pursue a Kick Claw. Dark Elves are pulling back and trying to re-establish their position with their Black Arquebusiers, but unfortunately the Dwarfing Manids are on them right now, so their lack of armor-piercing missiles are not going to save them. And Red Ogre is jumping onto Loki Felhad, driving him back and doing some pretty decent damage. Maybe Loki Felhad can fly up and go after a Kick Claw on the other side of the battlefield. Chill of Sontar is just literally chilling, no pun intended. As he is just healing all the way up. Fire Sorcerer is Storm Demon, doing nasty damage to the caster and to the Stiberius nearby, while Loki Felhad is killing these Red Ogres while healing himself in return. Good stuff there. Just getting that Crown of the Kraken, Helm of the Kraken, healing himself while in combat. However, the Black Arquebusiers is not so fortunate. They don't have heals, so they're just getting run down by monsters and war machines. And yeah, over here the Wheels of Doom has ran straight into the Dread Spears, and a Kick-Claw followed up with a Brass Orb, absolutely blasting them to smithereens. And Loki Fahad will have to come over there and save the Sorcerers of Fire. Chill of Sontar as well. The two monsters have to carry this now for the Dark Elves, while the Skavens have a lot of mobility to just keep chasing down Bleak Swords, denying them from returning. And yeah, just the mobility advantage in general. Yeah, but yeah, Chill of Sontar and Loki Fahad, both self-healing monsters, might still have the potential to carry this one. Though Chieftain's coming in and the Packmaster as well, trying to double team Loki Fahad. Though it is an even fight, it is a 2v2 for now. Those Skavens will have some infantry support and some Red Ogres. Oh wow, that the Wheels of Doom getting smashed by the sandwich between two monsters, getting absolutely smashed. The Red Ogres are coming in. Loki Fahad took a nasty hit, but the Chieftain also getting absolutely destroyed. Loki fell hard, man. The duel, a dreaded duelist indeed. Burning Hat from the Sorcerers, but that is not enough to save. That is not enough to save these Knights of the Ebon Claw, unfortunately. But Loki Fahad and Chill of Sontar are still very much kicking healthily in this blob, and the Skaven simply do not have great options to deal with these single entities. Maybe if a kid has a Flensing Rune, but they do have Flensing Rune. Why didn't... Oh, they were too busy using Brass Orb. Wait, no. Wait, why are you not using Flensing Ruin? The fuck? You need to Flensing Ruin down... Loki Fahad. Maybe they did, actually. Yeah. We shall see if we are seeing more Flensing Ruin. Maybe they already used Flensing Ruin and use a bunch of stuff onto our Warp Lightning, but right now, Ikid does not dare to approach these two fighters. He's gonna die as soon as he as Loki Fahad sneezes on him. Too busy using Death Frenzy. Oh no, not Death Frenzy. Oh, and that explains why the start was so good. The Death Frenzy probably played a part in helping the Red Ogres breaking through the front line. But yeah. Yeah, in this late game scenario, Death Frenzy is not gonna do you any good. So I assume Ikid is saving up Winds of Magic for Flensing Ruin. He can't use unlimited power either, because there's a half and half miscast chance that will kill him. Here comes the Flensing Ruin, finally. But that might be too little too late here. He's hitting all three characters, including the Sorceress. And that is nice. Oh no, the Flensing Ruin can't be overcast either, because that's gonna overcast and kill a Kick-Claw. They can't risk that. Oh no. Flensing Ruin is draining down the Sorceress, but Loki Fahad and the Chill of Sontar will move out of there in time. Sorceress is probably gonna go down. Oh, doesn't even kill the Sorceress. That's unfortunate. And yeah. Wait, hold on. Why didn't you stick the Packmaster near the Chieftain and let them heal together? Oh no. At least the Packmaster is keeping things alive with the healing aura, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough there. Balance of Power, funny enough, is still in favor of the Skaven, but yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, Chieftain getting a nice rear, flanking charge onto Loki Fahad. But once again, he has his Dreaded Duelist turn on. 71 attack, 80 defense. He is holding, and he is holding strong. The Wheels of Doom getting smacked again. And there's nothing to bring the Skavens back in here. Oh no. And the Packmaster himself is also routed, having over 25% HP left still. That does not matter, as he is routed away. Alas, that is going to be GG, I think. As the Dark Elves is pulling this one back, and Ikid can't really do much other than watching his Skaven minions die. At least, oh, Packmaster is still standing next to the... Wait, does it? Oh no, it does not work on... What do you mean it doesn't work on... Oh, it's only enabled in melee. Never mind. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, the Chieftain is not getting heals unless in melee. Oh no. Greenskin DLC did poorly. Oh wait, was it Omens of Destruction? Yeah, that was... I think it did poorly because, like, it was a very bare bones DLC. Like, you see the core units, there's not a whole lot of new stuff going on. Like, it's just anti-infantry infantry. Multiple of them. So it's not very exciting, and the trailer, like, they didn't put a lot of resources into it. I feel they didn't put a lot of heart into that DLC. Most obvious sign is the trailer, unfortunately. Wait, did both armies forgetting to capture the point? We're in 8 minutes and not a single victory tickets. Oh, that is kind of funny, not gonna lie. But Flensing Rune onto Loki Felha, trying to snipe out the Lord. Unfortunately, the chieftain goes down, which means Loki Felha can turn around and aim down at a kick claw. The Pegmaster might have to throw himself into Loki Felha and try and bring him down. Flensing Rune still have... Nope, Flensing Rune doesn't matter anymore. It is down to just the wheel, the one hamster wheel, and the Pegmaster. But Loki Felha got routed by by the bound missile on the by the uncontrollable shots from the lightning, from the hamster wheel there. And Loki Felha is routed. He can't actually heal either because he needs to be in melee to heal. So it is just this heal cap Chill of Suntra left on the battlefield. Oh, and Skaven still have some mobility. So they can definitely possibly bring this one back. Oh no, Loki Felha, why you jump back in? No. You need to stay away from that Packmaster. I know you're a great fighter and all, and you can heal on the ground, but you need to stabilize your leadership. No. Alright, Chill of Suntar finally realized they need to capture the damn point, so... Oh, Loki Felha shattered! Because there was a stronger foe nearby. The Packmaster scaring away the dreaded duelist. That is just so funny, man. What the fuck? Alright, and there goes Loki Felha. Just the Chill of Suntar left now, eating a Flensing Rune, just capturing the point, chilling, and yeah, and he's getting getting Psycho Charge. They have heal cap, so there's no more heals coming in. Evil factions generally sells less than good factions. Yeah, that is true. Gold Fang is still one of the best campaign there is. I should play that. I haven't played a single Total Warhammer campaign for so long. Because, like, recently my heart is just not really in the game. Because the meta has been stale for quite a long while. And, like, I've just been playing the game for too long. So, which is why I went over and played stuff like Sekiro and trying to explore new titles in the Steam sale recently. And the summer gameplay showcases. But, yeah. I might actually try the Gold Fang campaign again. So Sontar, as expected, way healthier than the Packmaster and just absolutely dumpster him in combat. Ikit is not going to bring this one back. He does not have enough health, and he is not challenging a half health Regiment of Renown Hydra there. So that is going to be GG. If only Ikit Doma would even ever hit with his shots. He did hit with his shots. That's the whole reason why Loki Felha got routed. It's just not very consistent, unfortunately. But he did hit. Don't put too much blame onto his Doom Wheel, man. Empire guys are so ridiculously OP, fighting them becomes pest control, not a fight for your existence. It is what it is. I feel like it is what it is. Like, also, like, campaign is more of a sandboxy experience, so I don't think the balancing is as important in single player campaign because there's so much like single stat modifiers coming in. A few stats difference here and there just doesn't matter at all. Like, people can play full peasant armies and still win fight after fight, so, you know, it is yeah. Bonebreaker Mount is not a rare single entity somehow, so not illegal build. What? I didn't know that. Okay, never mind then. How is that not rare single entity build? What? I mean, I'm not gonna... It's not like I'm gonna go to the Rose Committee and ask them to change that specifically, but I do find it quite weird. But anyways, that is it for the last battle in this tournament. That was a close finish. I mean, it's not a close finish, but the Skavens have done everything they could, teeth and claw, fang and claw, to pull this one back. Very admirable on Curio's side there. Unfortunately, that was not enough, but that was a very interesting battle there where they managed to rout off Loki Felha with the freaking lightning bolts on the kick claw, man. How does that even happen? But yeah, the Skavens did take a lot of ground early game using Death Frenzy, I assume, to punch through the enemy Dread's Bleak Swords and the mobility, but after that, they don't have enough to bring down Loki of Hot and the Chill of Sonta. The self-heal is just too much for them to deal with, and the Terra, of course. Self-healing single entities with Terra, it's just too much, but very nicely done with both players here. The Dark Elves managed to rally around their single entities, around Chill of Sontar and Loki of Felhat. Held on till the late game. Bonebreaker doesn't have Terra, it's still not rare single entity. In that case, I don't know, man. Does that really? So in that case, Jade Lions are not rare single entities then. Jade and Jet Lions, because they don't have Terror either. So yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like that's a big main point. I still wonder why Teclis and Loki receive mounts like Phoenixes and Dragons when they never had them on tabletop. I guess that's because that would make them a lot more viable, and it's just, I guess if Teclis riding like a magically in tune like mount would make sense. Like on tabletop now, Teclis kind of have a mount with the Divine Beast or whatever. So I guess that makes sense, but yeah, Loki Fahad just carrying half the battle on his back. I mean, one third of the battle on his back, killing all these hamster wheels and single entities there, dishing all the damage as a dreaded duelist. Yeah, and I don't think the kite did much because of all these armored anti-infantry units, and also the red ogres just running them down. The mobility got absolutely dumpstered by the death frenzied red ogres, I think. I'm just gonna quickly replay that start and to see if it's the red ogres getting death frenzied, and but the Chill of Sontar and Loki of Felhat carried half the battle themselves, pretty much, and winning the day for the Dark Elves. Yeah, not even the sorcerers did much here, because there is nothing to Burning Head, really. Alright, recast. Yeah, true, so I don't know why it isn't rare single entity. Yeah, I don't know. Let me just fast forward the rest here. Fast forward. Do a double speed fast forward. Oh shit! I need a shower after this. This is just a sauna. Okay, Frost Orb. Do we see any Death Frenzy? Unlimited power. Come on, where's the Death Frenzy? I don't see any Death Frenzy. What the fuck? Oh, Warp Lightning there. Okay, fair. Warp Lightning, Burning Head. Red Ogres just piling onto the infantry. Okay, Red Ogres and Dogs kind of just beat those poor Dark Riders. Middle was Death Frenzy. Oh, okay, let me just recheck that one. That also explains why they managed to break through. Okay, Death Frenzy, there we go. Death Frenzy on... Wait, no, this is Dread Duelist. On these Red Ogres here. Getting a bunch more damage up, but I don't think that actually mattered onto Loki Felhard here, but yeah. Amon Claws are also... Knights of Amon Claw are just also in way above their pay grade here. Too many Red Ogres, some even with Death Frenzy just smashing their heads in. And yeah, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good push too. Combined with the Warp Lightning to really blast down these poor Knights of the Ebon Claw. Oh, on all of them. OC is AoE. I didn't really notice. Oh, fuck, I will just replay this third time. Fuck it. Alright, oh, here we go. Oh, they're trying to bog down Lokio Felhard with the Death Frenzy, but unfortunately, he's just bailing out of it. So most of the Death Frenzy was wasted. Still, that was, I think that a bunch of damage managed to spill over onto the Knights of the Airborne Call, so that was good. And some of them managed to connect a hit onto Lokio Felhard as well, doing some good damage at the start. But yeah, that is gonna be it for today here. I hope you all enjoy this tournament. Congratulations to... Let me check. I still haven't checked the winner yet. Yeah, let me just do that. Congratulations to ODM Flower, the Dark Elf player here, for winning the tournament with a clean, straight 4 win. Yeah, this is very much a battle of the elites among all the Triple Gold Chevron battles, and it seems like the Dark Elves have managed to become the most elite of elites. Hope you all enjoyed today's stream, whether you have been playing on the tournament or just been checking out the stream. I am gonna head off and go and take a cold shower now, because my room is absolutely a sauna room with the PC generating all the heat. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the weekend, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one. Tactical Lich signing out. See you all in the next one. See you tomorrow? I can't see you tomorrow because I need to go to meet some friends. I won't be at home to play the game tomorrow. Sunday maybe, but like if it's on the Sunday I could try playing, but tomorrow it's not possible, unfortunately. But yeah, thanks for joining my tourney, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one. Tactical Lich signing out. Alright, David and Griven, you guys might want to just chat on Discord instead. We're gonna end the stream here.